got underway, but it should be a really good one tonight.
I hope so. You know, Birmingham have got a full side, and it's only the second time this season so far. Bellevue have had a smashing run just recently, and they're a big outfit and a favourite for this season. But Birmingham, new to the league, they need to get a win under their belt tonight.
Yeah, well, we have got a jam-packed show for you. Scott and Calvin went to Newbie Club, Oxford Spires, to look at the season so far and the 7 clubs competing. We also have the remarkable story of the Coventry Bees and their 7-year campaign to bring Speedway back to Brandon, including a bit of help from the Prime Minister. It wouldn't be Monday Night Speedway without Calvin and his infamous datometer. And you can be part of the conversation. Get your questions to Scott and I using the hashtag, which tonight is Belle. Well, last year's season ended in dramatic style between the Ipswich Witches and Sheffield Tigers. After the first leg of the grand final, Sheffield Tigers had an 18-point deficit. But on home soil and a night that had plenty of drama, they went on to stage one of their greatest comebacks in Premiership history.
Green line is on, tapes up and we're underway. They go roaring into the first quarter. It's time, brilliant first lap from Emil Zajputinov, who missed the start. Looking set to finish the night on a 5-1 and remain unbeaten throughout the evening. Ipswich fans are living. What a night that is, and what a turnaround in the last 8 races. It really has been a meeting of 2 halves for the home team.
It was probably a dramatic final, what people hadn't seen for a while, coming back from 18 points. A lot of people thought it was over.
The Witches haven't won the league title since 1998. Here we go! Tapes are up into the first corner. Holder, they're hustling it with Emil Zajputinov out in front though. It's Dole. Here comes Zajputinov. We got a super hit now. Oh, Dole's been swallowed up by Chris Holder.
I'll be honest with you, all the 7 lads, it wasn't over, because I think towards the end of the season we was having such a great home run and we was beating people quite by a margin, and so we knew if we was off to a great start we could pull us back.
Zajputinov doing the business, but right now with a 3-all on the cards, the Tigers are going to do it.
What an entertaining final it was, probably a nerve-wracking final, and to go down to Heat 15 to seal who won the league was quite a dramatic one, but yeah, it was great.
This result will see them win the 2023 Sports Insure Premiership, and the Tigers have done it. They are the champions in 2023.
I think if we're able to retain our title, it will be a job really well done, because the nature of the league is so difficult and as strong as it's been for such a long time. So we know that the challenge is a tough one, but the team that we've assembled is one that I believe can do the job.
Last year, we lost 2 of the Premiership's famous historic clubs. Peterborough Panthers, the champions in 2021, after 53 years, had to leave the East of England arena. Really saddened news, and what a year that was for the Dad's Army. And for Wolverhampton Wolves, in a year that they celebrated 125 years of Speedway, they lost their battle to stay at Monmouth Green. We wish both clubs lots of luck in their hunt for new venues. So 2 teams depart and 2 teams arrive, and these are your 7 Premiership clubs gunning for glory this year. Obviously we have got Newbies, our host tonight, Birmingham Brummies as well as Oxford Spires. It's suddenly got very noisy here in the pits, as well as the defending champions Sheffield Tigers, Ipswich Witches, last year's runners-up, Bellevue Aces 2022 champions, and Leicester Lions and Kings Lynn Stars. So the season has been up and running in the last few weeks. So Scott and Calvin headed to new club Oxford Spires to look at the season so far.
Hi Scott.
Welcome to Oxford Stadium, Kelv.
Yeah.
Should we go inside?
Yeah, we must do. It looks terrific. In some time. Well, thanks very much for inviting me, Scott. It's great to be back here, and it's a smashing looking track, I must say. And they've made it a bit wider, looks a bit more raceable.
Definitely a racetrack. It's been a while since you've been here as well, Kel.
I reckon it could be two decades, you know, and had some smashing times here. There were some real fierce battles, I remember, Coventry and the Oxford Cheaters, as it were then.
Definitely no grey hair back then, but anyway, let's about the grey hair. Let's talk about New Boys Birmingham. Managed by Sam Malenko, got an awful lot of experience in racing world. Sadly with the demise, Wolverhampton. A few of those boys have moved over to Birmingham, Leon Flint, Zach Cook, and obviously their new captain, Stevie Worrell.
Yes, and Stevie Worrell is a key figure. We'll come back to him, but they've also got the big star names coming in Lampard, Milik and Pavlicki, who missed the beginning of the season, but is back now fully fit. But I just sense that Worrell is a key figure. He's the captain, and we're going to be able to hear from him now.
Obviously, I've been around a while, and I've got a lot of experience, and there's, you know, Vaclav and like Victor and Piotr and other well experienced riders, but in England it's different, and you know, and if I can help, you know, bring some of my experience here, and more so with the younger lads in Zach and Leon, you know, if I can help them, you know, push forward and progress, and I feel like it's a good position for me to be in. You know, I enjoy that side of things, so now I'm looking forward to taking on that role.
Second new team in the Premiership for 2024, of course, the Oxford Spires, who have got off to a terrific start early season, Scotty, and of course it's a team you know all about.
They have got off to a great start. Great to have them in the league, brilliant track, a proper racers track which will suit their team, full of racers, particularly Charles Wright, obviously their new captain, Chris Harris. He'll revel in that new role. Let's hear what he had to say about it.
When I knew they was coming up, and I wanted to be a part of it, and spoke to Shockey and Jamie and that, so they was keen for me to be there, and yeah, it all worked out pretty quick, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The side's good, exciting, youth and experience along the way, so yeah, we've had our first meeting and it was good, so we'll keep going on from there.
So Oxford obviously determined to make big strides in the league. They've already replaced Nikolai Klimt with Eric Riss, but the big talking point was Maciej Janowski coming back to British Speedway.
The main reason was to be better rider. I always been thinking that English league helps a lot with your technique and with a lot of different aspects. I feel really good in the club. I get a great welcome. Yeah, that's something new. I feel like new energy, and that's the main thing. You know, when you sit on the bike, you always want to win, and it doesn't matter in which league and which competition. When you stand in front of the tape, the main thing is to win, so this never changes.
So then, Kel, let's talk Kings Lynn. With the sad loss of Peterborough, that's been Kings Lynn's game with the trio of Danes.
Yeah, Basso, Everson and Palmtoft coming across from the Peterborough Panthers. You've got to believe that that trio will have a big impact on the team. Niels Christian Everson, they've got a match winner there, and we can hear from Niels Christian Everson. It's a big season for him.
It's been a few tough years for the club. But no, it's great for me to be back there. It's been quite a long time since I was there full time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to get started, and I think the team looks good. It's very fresh, and on a personal level, I've done a lot of work in the winter as well to be as good as possible. So I'm looking forward to get to the tracks now. You know, if we can get the home track right, and obviously try and win the home meetings as a start, then we can also pick up points away from home. But it's important to have a good home track, build the confidence at home, and get some wins in.
So certainly fantastic to see Everson back and fired up. We know what that man's capable of.
Yeah, he's got such a good pedigree, and I think when he's on form, he's somebody that the management are going to be able to rely on. I like the signing of Michalak though. He's been in terrific form for the Sheffield Tigers over the last couple of seasons. I think he could be a really good leader for them. They've already made a change actually. The early season, Tarasenko is gone. Nikolai Klimt, who was at the Oxford Spires, now comes in to the Kings Lynn side. So a big move by them straight away. But the captain, Michalak, we can hear from him.
My job will be a little bit bigger than normal. Of course, I'm going to be a skipper, so I don't know how to what to expect actually from myself, but we'll try to help anyone if I can. Yeah, our plan is to get back the team to winning ways, because last few seasons of course wasn't good for Kings Lynn, but we'll try to do our best, and yeah, we will keep going.
New pits nowadays down here at Oxford. I must say I can remember coming out through the tunnel here on many occasions, Scotty, but there's no doubt that it's a nice outlook here, certainly. But the Leicester Lions, they've been in the Premiership now for a few seasons. They'll be looking to go a little bit better. Just missed out on the top 4 last time.
They certainly will. I think they're a team that will be very strong at home. They've got a lot of strength and depth in the team. I think Sam Masters going over there from Wolverhampton. I think he's a rider that can really make his home track his own. So I think that'll be a real trump card for them. And obviously Max Frick now, his second year with the Lions. He certainly knows the fast way around there.
Second season now, it's going to be a good time. I think we have a strong team and a really good lineup of great guys. You know, a big Australian theme amongst the team with a couple of Aussies and American and then a few Brits. So it's a really cool team, great guys, and I think we'd be able to bounce some ideas off each other, and hopefully that kind of lends itself to some great racing. But I think, you know, you look through the league, there's some great riders, so it's going to be tough. But I think, you know, we do have a strong 1, to 7, and hopefully, you know, with the likes of Richard at number 2, we can, get the meeting started off well with, some heat advantages early on.
That's 4 teams dissected. Calvin and Scott will continue their look at the remaining 3 after the break. Now remember, you can be part of the conversation, and the hashtag tonight is BARR. So any questions that you've got for Scott or for Calvin, then just use that hashtag and we'll be back shortly.
Here we go, green light is on now. Takes up, we're away, Holder's got it. He's there, Doyle's alongside him. Smarslick now creeping in. Oh, he's out of shape. He's going to go to the back. Oh, disaster for Smarslick in the first corner. Holder and Jason Doyle away. Down the back straight, first and second. Here comes Freddie Lingwood through into third place. Bartek Smarslick out the back, but for Jake Holder out in front. Is he going to win his first Grand Prix?
Yeah, he's looking set to do so. It's going to be a mistake that would cost him because he's just pulling away now. Jason Doyle will be very, very happy to end up with a second place. And Lingwood as well. They've battled all night long. It's not really spreading out too much this race, but I'm made up for Jack Holder if he gets his first win here. But Doyle's tenacious. He's going to keep going at him.
He is indeed. Jack Holder now with less than a lap to go. Superb start. What a night he's had. He'll be nervous down the back straight. One last turn to go. Jack Holder out in front. Oh, a special moment for Holder. Wins his first Grand Prix in the first Grand Prix of the season in Croatia. Fabulous scenes for him. Super moment for young Jack Holder. Fantastic performance from Jason Doyle. Smarslick misses out, doesn't lead the World Championship for the first time in 2 years. But the night belongs to Jack Holder. What a moment for him.
Yeah, I think this is a catalyst now for believing in himself.
Absolutely right. Jack Holder wins the Grand Prix for the first time in his career. Jason Doyle coming through in second place. What a night for him. Freddie Lingwood likewise on the box. Third place for him. And Smarslick, that mistake in the first corner cost him a rostrum position.
A youngster now at the top of the table. Great start for him. Smarslick knows he's in a race for this championship.
Indeed he does. And there's no doubt that it has been a terrific event with a huge crowd, great atmosphere, the weather's been perfect, and we've got a new winner and possibly the emergence of a rider that could go on and really challenge for the World Championship in 2024.
It's our opening match of the ROWE Motor Oil Premiership, and we're at Perry Bar Stadium as Birmingham Brummies face Bellevue Aces. But before we hear from Calvin Scott, a reminder of the other sport you can enjoy across the channel includes the Snooker World Championship. John Higgins and Mark Allen will be in action, and that's Eurosport 1 tonight at 7:45. Champions League semi-finals, TNT Sports live tomorrow. It starts between Bayern and Real Madrid, and that's followed by Dortmund versus PSG on Wednesday. And the Premier League, Arsenal continue their pursuit of the title when they host Bournemouth on Saturday. You can also enjoy Opal Hunter's Red Dirt Road Trip, and that streams now on Discovery Plus. Now, earlier in the programme, we heard Calvin's and Scott's thoughts on 4 of the clubs contending for this year's title. Let's hear their thoughts on the remaining 3.
So, Calv, it's great to bring you down to Oxford Speedway and have a little look around the stadium. We'll be back here later in the year with Eurosport. But before we get to that, we have to talk about the 2022 champions. The Bellevue Aces just missed out last season on making that final, but I feel like Dan Bewley could be integral to their season.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think they were very disappointed not to retain the title. They pushed so hard, Mark Lemon having finally got the championship done in 2022 and just missing out last year, but they'll be hungry for success this year, and a key man for that is going to be Dan Bewley, and we can hear from him.
Yeah, you know, there's 2 changes, but I feel like the main team is pretty much the same. And yeah, we all get on real well, so it's been good, and especially the new guys coming in, it doesn't really feel like we're a new team. It feels like we're pretty much just same as last year.
Yeah, terrific to hear from Dan Bewley. It's a big season ahead for the man from Cumbria, no doubt about that. I've got to say, after an indifferent start for the Bellevue Aces this season, they have hit top form very recently with a smashing win at home against the Ipswich Witches. Brady Kurt's doing a fine job, and Brady, we can hear from him.
Ben will be our key rider this year. I think he can put a lot of points on the board, and we're going to need him to back up the big riders. And I think Connor's going to be solid. I was super happy when Mark put him in the team. I think that'll be really good at the bottom end, and yeah, I think we've got the whole package.
What a view it is up here at the Oxford Stadium. I'm looking out on the track. The fan experience here must be something special, the superb facilities, and it really is a delight to be back in this part of the world. We've got to look at the Ipswich Witches though, Scotty, because runners-up last year, they came so very close, they looked good. Thoughts on 2024?
They certainly did, but they got off to a poor start in 2023 this year. Even though their powerhouse of Jason Doyle and Emil Saifunov, Emil, for me, hasn't got off to the best of starts this year, but they've had a much better start to the season, so that's got to be quite scary for the opposition. Another man that's hugely integral to the Ipswich Witches is Danny King, who's been captain there for a number of years, and he knows how important it is for them to be super strong at home.
Yeah, of course, for sure. It's our home track, and we don't want to be losing at home at all. So, yeah, you know, some riders will beat before they even come there. You know, that's just down to them. Maybe they're used to too many slick, smooth tracks away. But you have to ride Ipswich, and there's a bit of grip on it, and that's what I like about it.
So Emil Saifunov was so strong last season. It was certainly a joy to see him racing in English Speedway. I know he loved it here. Let's see what his thoughts are on 2024.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can wait, you know, for until first meeting, you know, is when it's coming, and yeah, so yeah, looking forward to this season, and I'm ready, you know, for a new chapter and new experience, and think different than in Poland. So you have like small space. You need to concentrate about the start, because if you win the start, you know, it will be easier to win the heat, and more technical, more tight, and some even tracks in straight. You have like narrow straight, and yeah. So it's really good to know to get some like I said, experience. And we have good preparing, you know, in the winter, and I hope, you know, we can get some good result, you know, for the team, and it will be easier for us, you know. It's no pressure, hit 15, just, you know, we'll be enjoying, and will be funny for the fans.
So finally, Kelv, the Sheffield Tigers, the defending champions, I have to say they're looking very strong again.
Yeah, fabulous lineup, and they signed their team very quickly for this year, and fair play to them. But last year, what a season they had. They just ran out of riders at times. They had a patched up team, and they managed to put it off. It really was quite an extraordinary achievement. Jack Holder unfortunately missed out at the end of this season, but he did play his part. And we can hear from Jack. Once again, it will be a big season for him.
Of course, we want to try and go back to back, but the pressure will be on. Everyone will be coming after us. But yeah, as long as we have an injury-free year, I think we'll just take each meeting as it comes, get to the playoffs, and then it all starts again.
Yeah, smashing to hear from Jack Holder. Another big season ahead for him. Ty Woofenden back in British Speedway sort of midway through last year. Terrific to see him riding for the Tigers. He has had a long-term injury that we haven't known about. He has been in Australia with the sun on his back. And let's keep our fingers crossed that he's fully fit this time around.
This winter I worked a lot on some rehab stuff and getting some strength back in my shoulder from an injury that I had in 2011 that I never really got back right. So yeah, feeling really good. Just looking forward to getting out there and having some fun and enjoying racing my dirt bike.
It appears from the outside looking in, the Sheffield Tigers have got a really settled side. Looks quite comfortable, relationships working really nicely. One guy that was actually the sole survivor at the end of last year was their captain, Carl Howarth.
Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's been working together. Obviously, the team changed a bit last year, but the riders towards the end, everyone knows each other. So yeah, there's a great atmosphere in the team already. There's good laughter, and that's always a bonus at the start. No quietness or anything like that. So yeah, we just want to. I think Sheffield's approach over the past few years is keep ourselves to ourselves, keep our head down, and just tick away and do our thing.
Well, thanks, Scotty. That's been fun coming back to Oxford, I must say, and just a reminder of what a great facility it is. Before we go our separate ways, though, we're going to have to come out with some predictions. I know that. We've got to put it on the line.
Didn't do that in rehearsal. You didn't put me on the spot like that.
But I'll tell you what, 2024, who do you fancy?
I can't go with the Panthers, can I? So I'm going to go with another wild animal. I think the Sheffield Tigers look pretty strong to me.
Yeah, I can't disagree. They've got a smashing lineup, and I think they'll be there or thereabouts. From my perspective, I think the Ipswich Witches, who came so close last year, I just sense when they really come together, it could just be their season. See you now.
So that's their thoughts. Now, as we get underway with our coverage, this is how the Premiership stacks up already. Leicester Lions, Ipswich Witches and Oxford Spires lead the way. A point behind them, Bellevue Aces. So if Bellevue win tonight, they will go top of the table. Sheffield Tigers, they do have matches in hand. They're currently in 5th, followed by Birmingham Brummies looking to get off the mark tonight and their first victory of the season. And Kings Lynn Stars at the bottom. Now, there's no doubt that anyone that loves Speedway in this country will be saddened by the demise of certain clubs. But it is not all doom and gloom. After a 7-year battle to bring Speedway back to Brandon Stadium in Coventry, things have taken a positive turn.
It was a 7-year campaign. We've gone through various stages in that 7 years. The local planning application refused unanimously by the Rugby Planning Committee, and the developers appealed. On the 19th of January, we got the news from the inspector that the appeal was dismissed, which was obviously great news for us and great news for Speedway.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister likes to attend live sport, and so I wonder whether he would join me in welcoming the decision of the Planning Inspector so that future generations will enjoy the thrills and spills of motorcycle speedway and stock cars.
Prime Minister. Well, I join a my honourable friend in paying tribute and being proud of actually Britain's rich history in the automotive and motorsport sectors, and the stadium that he talks about is a historic motorsport venue, and whilst it's been a shame to see it fall into disrepair, I hope that the decision he refers to enables a possibility of both speedway and stock car racing to return, and I know that my honourable friend will rightly continue to champion this cause.
That was really good. It was a bit like the icing on the cake. So local MP Mark Pawsey, who supported our campaign over the years, raised the question in Parliament, and Rishi Sunak supported the reinstatement and the return of racing to Brandon. We're in a better position now than we've been for any time during the last 7 years. However, they still own the land, they still own the stadium. But the stadium, frankly, is not much use to them. They can't build on it, there's no prospect of them building on it in the future. So we're hoping that we can reach, have a discussion with the owners and reach some agreement whereby the stadium would come back into our control. So, yeah, we've got the backing from politicians, also from the local council, Rugby Council. So we're hopeful. Fingers crossed, we'll hear the roar of bikes around Brandon again.
And we wish them the best of luck. A remarkable story. Back to the here and now then, and some things remain the same. Kelvin Tatum and his trusty dirtometer to assess the track conditions tonight.
It's great to be back. ROWE Motor Oil's Premiership about to get underway tonight. We're at BARR, Birmingham, back into big time speedway. Haven't been here for 10 years. The time has flown by. Got to say the track looks in tip-top condition. They've done a fair amount of work, but actually on the entrance to the first corner where we are, they've left it fairly untouched on the outside. But if we make our way through this first turn, you'll just see if the cameraman can just pan across to the outside here. I've got the dirtometer as always. They've actually ripped up the track here quite a lot, which they haven't done in the opening weeks of the season, primarily because we've had some pretty serious weather around and they've been cautious. Middle of the track in this first turn, I reckon it's going to be no man's land here because it's quite firm. Dirtometer's not going in hardly at all. And then we make our way down to the inside of the track. Again, not loads of dirt, but I do think it will make a little bit. You can just see how the dirtometer's gone in there. So right round the inside early doors, I think it could be the place to be. Got to turn the bike here in this first turn as well. If we can just pan down the back straight, it's a little bit wavy. There is a little bit of fresh material on. The turns 3 and 4, if you can just come back to me for a moment, turns 3 and 4, there is more grip there, and I think that's where some of the overtaking is going to be done. Start line's got plenty of grip. Big night for Birmingham. They need to get a win on the board. Bellevue in town, a big side, so there's no question it's going to be quite a tussle. But I just sense that the home team are going to be under a bit of pressure. But they're a full side, fully fit. Can't wait for it to get underway.
Nor can we. Thanks, Kelvin. Time to meet tonight's captains. They've been talking to Scott Nicholls.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. It's coin toss time. I'm going to come to home captain Stevie Worrell first. Stevie, it's been a bit of a tough start to the season for you boys, but no better time to show the people what you're capable of than tonight.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we just haven't seemed to all click at the same time. And only last meeting we managed to get a full 1-7 together, which are our original lineup. So yeah, TV cameras are here tonight, so we'll have to try and put on a show.
Get the job done. Going to come to the Bellevue captain, Brady. Brady, it's been a solid start to the season for you boys. Birmingham have had a bit of a tough time, but you certainly can't take anything for granted.
No, definitely not. I think it's going to be a tough one for sure. They got their whole team now, and first time on track here for a few of us, so it's going to be an interesting one, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, let's get the coin toss done. I'm going to flip the coin and get you to call Brady.
Tails.
Brady calls tails. Tails it is, so what's it going to be?
1 and 3 we'll have, please.
Okay, so there you go. The Bellevue Aces go 1 and 3 heat 1. Back to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. Let's meet tonight's teams and join your commentating duo, Chris Louis and Kelvin Tatum.
Thanks very much, Abby. Terrific to be with you this evening. The Bellevue Aces are in town, and there's no doubt that they'll be keen to get back to winning ways as they were against Ipswich last week. And riders just beginning to enter the arena. We've got young Connor Bailey, the rising star, coming out there. And, it's a breezy night, but there's no doubt that the track conditions are pretty good. Connor Mounting, Chris, a rider that's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, he came out of the Rising Star programme, 25 years of age, and he's had a run of impressive results this year, and when he's going well, that makes Bellevue very strong, a lot of strength and depth.
So looking forward to seeing Connor tonight, there's no doubt about that. So Dan Bewley, fresh back from the Grand Prix at the weekend, did have a nasty spill. He is limping a little bit, but says that he's fully fit and raring to go for the Bellevue Aces tonight. need a big performance. Was a little up and down last season, but particularly at the back end of the season, just seemed to run out of steam a wee bit. But top quality is Dan Bewley, and great to see him back in the Aces colours this season.
Yeah, Ben Cook, he's gaining great experience now, been here for 3 years, young Australian, and diminishes him in size, but he's got a big heart and he does put it around a bit.
Absolutely. And Ben can do quite some special thing. Now, Jamin Lidsley's my man to watch tonight for the Bellevue Aces. Can be devastatingly fast. He's had a slow start to the season, but just beginning to get amongst the points of late. And I've got to say that he could well be a deciding factor tonight.
And Norik Ladorn, another consistent performer for the Aces so far this year. It's only once that he's actually scored under 5 points, so it makes them a formidable pairing at 1 and 2 along with Brady.
Indeed it is, and this man is certainly been absolutely flying high. He's leads the team from the front, and Brady Kurtz is a rider that I'm pretty expecting to see in the Grand Prix in the not too distant future, but there's no doubt that he has been their top man so far this year. It leads nicely. Now we're on to the home team, the Birmingham Brummies, of course led by Sam Ermolenko, the team manager. And their rising star down at the bottom, of course, is a former Wolverhampton Wolves, is now Leon Flint, coming across to the Birmingham Brummies. A rider that's got a lot of potential, but just needs to put it together on a more consistent basis. I think he's got a bright future.
Zach Cook came over with Ben, rode for Plymouth in 21 when he first got here, and he's been a Championship League winner, of course, with Paul in 22, so he knows all about winning championships.
Indeed he does, and both the Cook brothers can be devastatingly quick. They're small, lightweight men, but they can twist it on, that's for sure. Now, Piotr Pawlicki is my man to watch. Former World Cup winner, of course, with Poland. And, been out of the limelight for a few years now, but had a period of time with the Wolverhampton Wolves. But a rider of great quality, and they just need him to settle in nicely.
Tom Brennan, he's been a British under-21 champion in 21, and already, of course, a Speedway of Nations gold medalist in 22, and he certainly played his part in that.
Yeah, he's a rider that's got it coming along very nicely, and a big move for him in the winter from Bellevue. Victor Lampart into British Speedway, 22 years of age, as you can see there, another rising star, as it were, from Poland. Plenty of riders out there, and again another rider that needs to settle because they need the very best from him.
Steve Worrell, 32-year-old, he's been a little bit up and down this year, but he top scored at Leicester last time out for Birmingham with paid 9 points. He's going to be looking for a good home performance tonight against, of course, a strong Bellevue side.
Indeed he is. He's the captain, and now Václav Milik, who's had a slow start to the season for Birmingham. On his day he can be devastatingly quick. Had a few technical issues with the equipment in the first few weeks. Let's hope they've ruled them out now, but he leads the team at number 1. Milik from the Czech Republic out on track, and just making his way round in front of the fans. So they are the two teams that will go head-to-head very shortly for us. A big night of Speedway, delighted to be with you. I'm sure it's going to be very entertaining. It's a chilly night, but conditions just about nigh on perfect out there.
Cal, Chris, I can confirm it is a chilly night. If you want to be part of the conversation, remember to use that hashtag, and the hashtag tonight, there it is on your screen, no excuse, Belle. When we come back, we'll be straight on with the action here in Birmingham.
This evening. So a big welcome to everyone connected with the Bellevue races, of course, and everyone connected with tonight's coverage of Eurosport and Discovery Plus. Abby Stevens and Scott Nichols are in the pits, with Kelvin Tatum, MBE, and Chris Louis on commentary up in the executive boxes. We have got some VIP gold ticket members also in attendance this evening. We'll run you through them later on tonight. And I think there is just a bit of communication with the pits. So come back and see what is happening ahead of heat number 1. In the meantime, we'll take some music, please, Dave. So we have got just over 60 seconds until the first 2-minute time allowance on Eurosports meeting tonight takes place. So who have we got here this evening shooting on the Bellevue Aces? Where are the Mancunian Mexicans tonight? There you go, not as noisy as usual. Now, I know it's been a tough old slog at the start of this season, Brummies fans, but we are live on Eurosport and Discovery Plus, and we all know the importance of tonight's meeting as well as we continue that search for the first victory back in the Premiership. So I want to hear you louder than you've been all season this evening. So, give us a B, give us an R, give us a U, give us an M, give us another M, give us an I, give us an E, give us an S. Who's going to beat the Aces? We're about to find out. The riders shortly on their way for heat number 1.
Here we go then, it's our opening match of the season between Birmingham Brummies looking for their first victory and Bellevue Aces looking for another victory on the road. Your commentators this evening, Chris Louis, first Calvin Tatum.
Thank you very much, Abby. Yeah, really looking forward to this. It's been a tough start to the season for the home team. The Birmingham side have had some injury issues. Pavlicki has turned up late. He actually snapped a muscle in his leg, and that's what caused him to turn up a few weeks into the season. But they haven't quite hit the ground running. They seem to take a lot of heart from their last outing against the Leicester Lions, where although they were beaten universally across the team, just chatting to riders earlier on, they felt much happier about things and looking forward to tonight. It's the second time in the early stages of the season that they have got a full 1-7. Of course, they've got a high-profile man to lead them. Sam Ermolenko, former world champion, is here. Delighted to see him. Delighted that Chris Louis joins me as well. Big night for the Birmingham boys.
It is a big night. They really need to kickstart their season. Obviously, they have got a point on the board, but lost in the superheat to Sheffield here at Birmingham. So yeah, very, very tough stuff.
Bellevue, of course, going along quite nicely now. So Norik Bladorn of Bellevue will go from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Steve Worrell out of gate number 2 in blue, the captain of the Brummies. Captain of the Aces, also Brady Kurtz out of gate number 3 in white. And off the outside in the first heat is Václav Milik from the Czech Republic. Mark Lemon, of course, led his side to the championship just 2 years ago. Fabulous moment for them. Disappointed not to be able to repeat last year. Very ambitious to try and get right to the final stages of the playoffs once again. Bellevue Aces, of course, a team with such a rich history. The Birmingham team, it's been a decade since they were in the top flight of Speedway. Here we go, first race of the season on Eurosport. Green lights on, tapes are up, underway into the first turn. It's tight going in there. Certainly the Bellevue boys coming through in fine style there. Bladorn was ruthless as he went into the first turn. Here we see some action now from Steve Worrell coming on strong in third place. But right now, a 5-1 on the cards for the Bellevue Aces.
Yeah, you nailed it, Kelvin. It was a perfect first turn from Norik Bladorn. He just nailed Steve Worrell, took him high up the track and allowed Brady Kurtz to cut back. Track conditions slick right now. There's a bit of water on it, and he's going to make a dirt line, and he's going to improve. And I think if we'd have seen this race in 3 or 4 races' time, Steve Worrell maybe would have been able to get past Brady Kurtz on that opening lap.
Yeah, disappointed to see Milik at the back. But a great start here for a confident Bellevue. Norik Bladorn, a young German rider, has been German champion at the tender age of 19. Looking good out in front. Probably hasn't ridden here that much, in truth. But Brady Kurtz and Norik Bladorn with a stunning first turn. They pick up maximum points in heat number 1. And, they have set the target right from the get-go here this evening. Milik there just missing out, hasn't really clicked into gear. A rider that we've seen in the past ride very well in Grand Prix, on rostrums of Grand Prix, so the quality and the talent is there, but missing out there. But for the Aces and Mark Lemon, their leader, their team manager, he will be absolutely delighted with the opening 4 laps of speedway here tonight. Norwick Bladorn out in front, 3 points for him. Brady Kurtz back in second place, 2 points. Stevie Worrell back in third place, 1 point for him. And Václav Milik misses out in heat number 1. We'll watch it through again. The first turn is where all the action was.
Oh, yeah, this race is all about the first turn. We can see on the inside there in yellow, Norwick Bladorn. He makes a good start, but he's got Steve Worrell for company, and he just goes into the corner, elbow, right elbow's out. And Steve Worrell has to take avoiding action. Of course, Milik is already way out there, far too wide. Brady Kurtz there, front wheel, right over the curb, bouncing on the grass. And he got himself up the inside. It's fair play to Steve Worrell. He battles hard for this first lap and a half. But the grip is just not out there, and Brady's just got it sewn up. And I do believe, actually, that for Norwick Bladorn, that was his first race here at Birmingham, so he'll be very happy with that one.
Yeah, he will be indeed. We're on board now, just taking a look at what Steve Worrell saw from his perspective. Obviously, he's in third place down the back straight on the opening lap, desperately trying to get round the outside of Brady Kurtz. As you rightly say, that race a little bit later on, he may well have had a little bit more good fortune, but it wasn't to be in heat number 1. And for that young German, he will be chuffed to bits with his opening ride of the evening, and the perfect start for the Bellevue Aces, who, as I say, had a encouraging meeting last Monday. Now we see the reserve riders out for heat number 2, where we've got Zach Cook and Leon Flint for the home team up against the 2 Connors. I do hope I don't get them mixed up. Now I've said that, I probably will, but Connor Mountain and Connor Bailey out here for the Bellevue Aces. Leon Flint, of course, coming across from the Wolverhampton team that unfortunately had to close at the end of last season. A rider with a big future, no question about that. And on his day, he's a very useful performer. Mark Lemon must be satisfied with that opening 5-1.
Yeah, it's such a boost when you get a 5-1 in the first race. Your 2 reserves go out into heat 2, just buoyed by it. You know, it's great.
Indeed they are. So the line-up for heat number 2, Zach Cook off the inside in red, Connor Mountain alongside him in gate number 2 in white, Leon Flint out of gate number 3 in blue, and Connor Bailey off the outside in yellow. 2 and 4 this time for Bellevue. Green lights on, tapes are up, terrific start on the inside there. Zach Cook fires himself to the front, holds on there, terrific move back to the inside there from Connor Mountain, who chases Cook down the back straight, no doubt about that, but Cook off that inside gate, dropped the clutch at the right time and powered himself to the front.
Yeah, super start from Zach Cook, and it was a good start because Connor Mountain's always very sharp away from the tapes, and he settles down into second place with Leon Flint. It's a 4-2 for the Brummies. They'll put a couple back in this one. Leon Flint, good rider. He's taking his time really to progress. He's won just about every level of youth championship in this country, and he's been the British under-19 and under-21 champion, but he's just taking a little bit of time to progress from there.
Cook now moving further and further away. He's got this race really under control. Nice opening ride from him, must say. Looks very accomplished on the bike. Connor Mountain steady away in second place, but a heat advantage standing on the card here. Great ride from Cook. He picks up the 3 points. Mountain coming through solidly in second place. Back in third place there, Leon Flint. Handy 4-2 after that strong performance in heat number 1 with the 5-1 to the Aces. So the Brummies just bouncing back and closing that deficit just to 2 points after 2 heats. So relatively pleased with that. But that young man, your first race, you're always a bit nervous. Boom, he was away from the inside, 3 points in the bag for Mr. Zach Cook. Second place is Connor Mountain, 2 points for him. Leon Flint back in third place, 1 point for him. And Connor Bailey misses out in heat number 2. But Chris, a useful ride from Zach Cook. Impressive.
Yeah, and a couple of points pulled back, of course, by the Brummies as they hit the first turn there. Zach's made a great start on the inside. Doesn't creep right around the inside. I don't think he wants to ride on the wetter surface. He's just gone straight into the bit that's been moved off in heat 1, and Connor Mountain just settles down in second place. Connor Bailey already, he's gone very wide on the first turn. He's lost a lot of ground already on the first turn, but yeah, super start that from Zach Cook. And as I said, Connor Mountain known as a very fast starter, so that must have been a pretty good start for young Zach.
Yep, terrific opening gambit there from the young Australian. His brother, of course, is here as well. He rides for the opposition tonight. They do ride together in the championship, but here in the Premiership, they're racing against each other.
So heat number 3 with riders just being released now onto the track, where we'll see Victor Lampart for the first time from Poland, and Jaiman Lidzi and Ben Cook, the brother of Zach Cook, will come out here. I must say that Jaiman Lidzi is my rider to watch tonight, Chris, and he is a rider that when he gets in the groove, he has tremendous speed. He started the season quite slowly, but just sense he's beginning to find his form now.
Yeah, talented young rider, and knows the international scene well. He's actually changed both of his clubs on the continent, changed in Sweden and Poland, but stuck, of course, with Birmingham and enjoying himself and working under that man there, Mark Lemon, who's, yeah, he would have been disappointed last year, Mark, because, you know, they were the team to beat all season long, top the table, and, of course, missed out in the semi-finals.
Yep, they were. But you know, they are immensely determined, and they've got an attractive looking team, and one of the favourites to win the title once again in 2024. Riders just having a few chain adjustments after their practice starts and making their way round to the tapes. We've just got 2 points between the two teams, which after 2 heats, a lot of twos there, but nonetheless it's 5 points to the home team and 7 points to the aces. So heat number 3 for us. Jaiman Lidzi off the inside in white. Tom Brennan out of gate number 2 in blue. Ben Cook away from gate number 3 in yellow. And Victor Lampart will go from the outside in red. We haven't spoken about Victor Lampart, but he's from Poland. He is a class performer, but just taking his time to settle in British Speedway. Here we go. Not too much longer. Can the home team now battle their way back and make it all square after the completion of this hit? Oh, there was a bit of movement there. Don't know if the red lights will come on. No, they haven't. We fire ourselves into the first turn round the outside. Lampart coming on strong down the back straight. Can he make a move there? Not quite, because Lidsley has held on. But once again, young Victor Lampart coming on strong. Fabulous opening lap from Lampart. He'll be chuffed to bits with that. Really stunning work from him.
Yeah, great first lap from Lampart. Look at the speed. Lidsley's got up the inside, though. He's going to squeeze through that gap, move him over. Just puts his back wheel into the dirt line, and he's got himself back in front. But it was a good effort from Lampart. He's only been scoring 3s and 4s. He's learning his way in UK Speedway, but that was a good first lap from him.
Fabulous lap and a half of Speedway there. Lidsley wasn't having that, was he? He fired himself back to the front, pulling away now. It's a 3-all on the cards. Super Speedway there in our opening night. Jaiman Lidzi looking like he's really beginning to find some form now. As I say, a bit hit and miss in the first couple of weeks, but all of a sudden now, whoa, nice ride from him. 3 points out in front. Young Ben Cook at the back there. He'll be disappointed with failing to score. And the Birmingham boys hanging tough in 2nd and 3rd, with Tom Brennan coming through in 3rd place there. All the action out in front for the first lap and a half. Proper stuff there.
Yeah, great ride, and great ride from Jaiman, obviously, to come back from it.
Result, heat number 3. Jaiman Lidzi, impressive out in front. 3 points for him. Victor Lampart, 2 points in 2nd place. Tom Brennan back in 3rd place. 1 point, and Ben Cook misses out in heat number 3. Well, that was entertaining stuff there for a lap and a bit. No doubt about that. The two lads out in front really going at it strongly here.
Yeah, Lidzi comes off the inside in white there, and that was the movement that you spoke about. I've got to say, Victor Lampart may have jumped that. He's got away with it. It's tough coming from the outside gate in the early heats. And Lidzi there just roars into the corner, actually just about misses the dirt line, so he's not got the bike going forward quite as much as he would have liked, and that's given the opportunity to Victor Lampart to just generate that speed and get by him. But there was a little bit of movement at the start, and I think he got lucky.
I do, and but Victor Lampart, he'll be, though he got beaten now, I'm sure he'll feel, reflecting on the race, he had a really good go. Very different from riding in Poland, riding in the UK, different surface, tighter tracks. Will take a little bit of time to settle down, but Jaiman Lidzi, that was a classy ride from him. Being passed and then repassing, it looked like he had plenty of speed, and bike setup looked about perfect.
Yeah, he's got the bike working really, really well. He's just stuck to the inside there. He's just given the upper hand a little bit to Victor Lampart, who'd generated a little bit more momentum off the first turn. And but the way he uses the inside there, coming off turn 2, roars up the inside, and yeah, he's got no chance. He's going to come out of that one ahead.
8 points to the home team, 10 points to the Bellevue Aces, just 2 points in it. Competitive night of Speedway we're witnessing here. Alarm bells were ringing a little bit after the 5-1 to the Bellevue Aces in heat number 1. But fair play to the home team. They have battled and shown character in the last 2 races. Big race this one. Heat number 4, we've got some big hitters here. Piotr Pawlicki, who had that injury training, not on the bike, but actually training to get fit for the season, had a muscle injury, and he's now fully fit. This is the second home meeting for him. Line up for heat number 4 for you. Conor Bailey off the inside in yellow. Gate number 2 in blue is Leon Flint. Dan Bewley out of gate number 3 in white, and Piotr Pawlicki off the outside in red. Dan Bewley, a little bit knocked about, limping in the pits after that awkward fall he had in Croatia in the Grand Prix on Saturday night, but says shouldn't hinder him too much. So 2 big hitters here on gates 3 and 4. Bewley, a class performer, Chris, isn't he? You know, when he really gets it right, he's tremendously exciting. But got to say, Pawlicki has got previous experience of racing in the UK, rode for Wolverhampton. Don't think this track will hold too many fears for him.
No, he's an accomplished rider. He's won Polish championships at both junior and senior level.
Here we go, then takes her up for heat number 4, and we're away into the first corner once again. The Bellevue Aces showing great. Bewley's coming up the inside, but round the outside. Fabulous move there from Leon Flynn. Leon Flynn has come charging to the front, the youngster doing the business there. Got to say, it's all very tight with Piotr Pawlicki now coming through in the 3rd place, and Dan Bewley's been relegated to the back.
Yeah, it's about the youngsters in this one. Leon Flint, Conor Bailey out front. With their more established stars at the back, we have to wonder if Dan Bewley is fit. Oh, he's getting awfully close there with Pawlicki trying to find a way across the grass up the inside there of Conor Bailey. He's certainly holding him up. Pawlicki's definitely got the speed.
Pawlicki now electing to go right around the outside. He was up the inside, really tight. He's done it. The Birmingham boys are on a march here. Bouncing back in style. Leon Flint is riding out of his skin in front. Just half a lap to go. Pawlicki has been patient, worked it out. Very composed ride from him, and a fabulous result for the home team. Massive 5-1. Bellevue are a handy outfit. And all of a sudden, the Birmingham team, the confidence will be coming back. They've only got 1 point on the board so far this season with a draw. They've lost all their other matches, so encouraging signs here for the home team. Leon Flint, stunning ride out in front, 3 points for him. Piotr Pawlicki, battling hard, coming through into 2nd place, 2 points. Conor Bailey, 1 point for him, and surprisingly, Dan Bewley misses out in heat number 4. But the race of the night so far, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great ride, particularly from Pawlicki, who just worked it. At this moment in time, he's in last place. Dan Bewley looking for a way up the inside of Conor Bailey. Leon Flint out front. Great ride from him. Stretched the lead. Looked really, really comfortable out on track. And we can see now Pawlicki just looking to the outside. He had been looking for a way up the inside all race long, but now he's got the drive, the traction and the speed around the outside. And young Conor Bailey's got no answer to that one.
Okay. Right, let's get some reaction now. Let's get down to Abby in the pit area.
Calv, thank you so much. Well, after 4 heats, it's just 2 points in it. The Birmingham Brummies, I can see them over the corner there. Just a big handshake to Leon Flint. What an impressive performance that was. Remember the hashtag Belle. See you shortly. After 4 heats, the home side have a 2-point advantage, 13-11. Before we go racing again, if you're into your 2 wheels but without an engine, we've got cycling, La Vuelta Femenina, that's stage 3 tomorrow, Sport 2 at 2:30. The Giro d'Italia kicks off stage 1 this Saturday at 12:30, and then the Mountain Bike World Cup, they're in Fort William, and you can watch that Sunday at 1 p.m, Discovery Plus Live. But let's rejoin the action and rejoin your commentators.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the action has been terrific so far in the opening 4 races. There's not too much to choose between these 2 teams. After the initial 5-1 to the Bellevue Aces, fair play to the home team, Chris. They have battled back very nicely.
Yeah, they're a team under pressure, particularly here at home. So to have conceded that 5-1 to the Aces in the very first heat was not the ideal start, but they have battled back and find themselves a couple of points in front.
13 points to the home team, 11 points to the Bellevue Aces. Everything to race for here this evening. Of course, the Birmingham team haven't got off to a good start. Disappointing, but they're battling hard here tonight against one of the pre-season favourites for the title in the Bellevue Aces. Birmingham, of course, the new boys this year. Heat number 5, Victor Lampard, encouraging ride first time off the inside in red. Norik Bladorn, a winner first time. Gate number 2 in yellow. Tom Brennan, gate number 3 in blue, and Brady Kurtz off the outside gate in the yellow, in the white helmet colour rather. Got to say, Brady Kurtz has been in sparkling form so far this year, really leading from the front, maturing nicely now.
Yeah, Brady is. He's a star performer, certainly around Bellevue, the NSS. He really is fast there. You can see here in the pit, Sam Ermolenko just sharing a bit of wisdom, no doubt, with Piotr Pawlicki.
Yeah, good to see Sam involved in the sport. Of course, he was synonymous with Wolverhampton for a long time, was a star performer as a rider for them, but Birmingham into the big-time speedway. I've got a big-time team manager. Great to see him here. So, got to say, on paper, Brady Kurtz and Norik Bladorn of the Bellevue Aces look favourite here on paper, but Lampert was giving his best last time. Tom Brennan, a handy performer as well. Gates 1 and 3 might just be a slight advantage. Let's see. Here we go. Star Marshall moves away. Green light is on. Oh, they're in the touch. My goodness, that must have been close. That was very untidy. Very untidy indeed. Get the feeling that Mr. Lampard might have been moving a bit.
Just a bit.
And then, was it Brady Kurtz then sort of charged them? I tell you what, I
don't know
if they
were
haven't touched the tapes. I know it's Norik Bladorn actually in gate 2. Does he touch the tapes? See, Lampert jumps.
I don't think either of them touched the tapes. Very close.
There's going to be a couple of warnings though, isn't there?
Oh, without question, yeah. We won't really see it from here, but Lampard and Red's certainly the first one to go.
Slightly more difficult when you head on, but you could see Lampard clearly
it's the
jumps.
first one to go, yeah.
And then, now this is the perfect angle,
Yeah,
brilliant
yeah,
stuff.
You'll
see Lampard will just jump momentarily.
Oh, I tell you what.
He's up at tapes and there's no exclusion. We like 4 riders in the race.
And I think that's right, because it was Lampard that went, and that sort of pretty much caused the movement then from Bladorn to react to it.
2 race warnings, we're having it confirmed. Wayne Jarvis, the referee, not excluding anybody. I don't think anybody did touch the tapes, which is good news.
A smile on Mark Lemon's face. I think he thought that Norik could touch them.
Heat number 5, restart. So here we go then, Victor Lampard off the inside with a warning. Gate number 1, Norik Bladorn will have one as well, although it's not there at the moment in yellow. Tom Brennan, gate number 3 in blue, and Brady Kurtz off the outside in the white helmet colour. Will they behave this time? Victor Lampard just a little bit twitchy on the inside gate there. You just saw him jump, and that's why it was so untidy as they roared into the first corner. And we're all back. Second time of asking. Leon Flint will be feeling better. That we just saw him briefly there. That was a really good ride from him early on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, 10th night of Speedway, 2 points between the 2 outfits. And as I say, oh, right, we've got all the warnings there. We've got them side by side. Brilliant stuff. Do you know what I would say there? Better late than never. I like that. So there we see 2 warnings on the inside 2 gates. They've got to behave this time. If they do it again, for those who don't know, if they do anything like that again, moving or a bit untidy, they will then be excluded from the race. Let's hope that it's not the case. Here we go, second time of asking.
Green lights on, takes her up, and away we go. What a start on the inside there from Lampard. Absolutely roars into the first corner, but look at Kurtz coming on strong in second place, but Lampard slams the door shut down the back straight. Now Kurtz switches back to the inside. Terrific speedway out in front. Round the outside, it's Tom Brennan. Brennan now through into third place. Smashing effort from him to get the better of Bledorn, who was a winner first time out. Kurtz and Lampard, super speedway in front.
Yeah, the Brummies hitting back here. I tell you, I didn't think Victor Lampard had done enough in the first turn to move Brady Kurtz over. Brady with his back wheel in the dirt earlier than Victor Lampard, now looking for a cutback. But Lampard seems to have good speed in the bike now. Brady Kurtz switching his attention out wide in the deep stuff. He's got the speed there.
Brilliant move from Kurtz. Superb move from him. Brave move as well. He had to trust that Lampard wasn't going to move across. But Brady Kurtz, we said it, he's been riding superbly well, and that is a clear demonstration of it. Brady Kurtz absolutely in top form there. Speedway out of the top drawer, I might say. And that was a very impressive performance from Mr. Kurtz. Congratulations to him. Smashing speedway all round, in truth. We are witnessing some smashing and Premiership speedway at its very best so far this evening. Kurtz out in front. What a fine ride that was. 3 points for him. Victor Lampard made him work hard for it. 2 points. Tom Brennan coming through into third place. 1 point for him. And a winner first time out. Nora Bledorn fails to score in heat number 5. But I'll tell you what, Chris, that was another terrifically entertaining heat.
Yeah, Victor Lampard has been involved in 2 fantastic heats. He's lost out in both of them, but 2 quality riders. He makes a cracking start off the inside. That doesn't really push Brady Kurtz that far, although Brady's actually elected to come back down the track too early, and if he'd have kept his wheels or his back wheel in the dirt, I think maybe he would have generated that speed he needed. But he goes to the inside there, and Victor Lampard's wise to that. And then, of course, Brady just switches his attention to the outside. That's exactly what he had to do. And we can see here, looks at this point actually as if Victor Lampard's going to go away from him, but now he puts his back wheel in the dirt, Brady Kurtz, and he just generates so much more speed. I think Victor Lampard will actually be kicking himself that he didn't cover that line and ride out there himself.
Yeah, just rode slightly too conservatively there, but got to say, he's a young Polish rider just beginning to settle himself in the British Speedway. 16 points to 14, just 2 points between the 2 outfits, but the home team, of course, who have been in poor form, newcomers to the Premiership, the ROWE Motor Oils Premiership this year, and I must say that they are giving a really good fist of it so far. Big race here for Václav Milik. Hasn't found points easy to come by. Last time out at Leicester, he picked up 4 points, but riding at number 1, your team manager's looking for a little bit more than that. So Václav Milik needing to settle and get a couple of race wins under his belt if he can. Been a real top quality performer in the past. Heat number 6 for us, Dan Bewley, who failed to score first time out. He's off the inside gate in the white helmet colour. Václav Milik, gate number 2 in red. Gate number 3 in yellow is Connor Mountain, and off to the outside is the captain of the Birmingham Brummies, Stevie Worrell, who was racing for Wolverhampton over the last couple of seasons, but with the demise of the Wolves, he has come across with Leon Flint. Steve also has had a slightly slow start to the season, but an encouraging 8 points last time out, and that's the sort of performance they're going to need from him on a regular basis, Chris.
Yeah, it is his best performance of the year so far. It was actually his first meeting away at Oxford, and it hasn't been quite so good since, although he did top score for the team at Leicester, and you know, he's got all that experience. He needs to be sharing that experience with the likes of Milik and Lampard, and of course Pavlicki.
Indeed. He needs to gel this team together, a brand new team, new into the league, not easy, and the team came together quite late as well, which is not always ideal. Then you've got injuries. It's been a bit of a stop-start type of start for the Brummies, but they're making a good fist of it here, live on Eurosport this evening. Delighted to be with you in 2024. We had such an exciting conclusion last year. Will we see something similar this time around? Here we go then, heat number 6. Green lights on, tapes are up. Bewley's made a good start this time. Milik's right there alongside him. Can he get the grip round the outside? Yes, he can. Super stuff from the Czech Republic rider. He fires himself to the front. The 2 boys from the Bellevue Aces come through into second and third, with Connor Mountain
Now into third place with Steve Worrell is out the back, but this is an encouraging race here for Milik.
It is, yeah, it's great stuff. He got out in the dirt and just generated that extra speed. Dan Bewley actually made the best start, but he didn't get the bike to the corner. Looked to me like he just grabbed a handful of clutch at the wrong time, stopped his momentum, and that allowed Vaclav Milik around the outside of him. Another good ride, though, this from Connor Mountain in third place.
Connor Mountain going well. Now we're into the last lap now. Dan Bewley really beginning to close in on Milik. Milik has been terrific out in front. Can he hang on there? He's on the edge of the grid. I do believe he's going to do it. What a smashing ride this is. This will be a real boost to the confidence from the man from the Czech Republic. Brilliant speedway from him. It's a shared heat with Bewley and Mountain coming through in second and third, and Steve Worrell misses out in heat number 6. But I sense that Sam Ermolenko, Chris Adams also involved in the management team here, the son of Pete Adams, of course, and they will both be delighted to see their man with the #1 race jacket winning a race here this evening and beating a Grand Prix star. That will be a terrific moment for him.
Yeah, I think that's a very big race for obviously for Vaclav Milik and also for Birmingham, because race wins have been very much a premium for him, so he'll take a lot from that one.
Milik out in front, smashing ride from him, 3 points out in front. Dan Bewley back in second place, his first points of the night, 2. Connor Mountain, a solid third place, 1 point for him, and Steve Worrell misses out in heat number 6. Good ride, and the first turn is where all the action was.
Yeah, Dan Bewley here just grabs a load of clutch there on the way to the corner, just stops his momentum just for a fraction of a second, and that allows Vaclav Milik to get to the dirt first. I think if Bewley had got there, he'd have ridden right out, he'd have found the extra traction and he would have been away, but he gives chase, and we can see now the onboard camera with Steve Worrell on the outside. Doesn't make a great start. He's got himself into third place here, but Connor Mountain there up the inside as they exit the corner. Great ride from him, I've got to say. But Dan Bewley seemed to ride into this race. He got more and more speed as the race went on, but Vaclav Milik will be happy with that.
Yeah, I can understand it from Bewley. He was knocked about when he left the Grand Prix on Saturday night. Probably stiffened up yesterday, so it's a chilly night. Probably just needs a few laps just to settle down, but encouraging signs for him. But for Vaclav Milik, he's been around a little bit now. He's probably into his early 30s, and that was an encouraging ride. Heat number 7. Good match this. 19 points to the home team, 17 points to the visitors, the aces. Piotr Pawlicki with a paid win first time out in the red helmet colour. Jarman Lidze very quick. He's out of gate number 2 in white. Zach Cook, gate number 3 in blue, and his brother on the outside in yellow, gate number 4. Which way is it going to go? I've got to say, Pawlicki and Cook were very impressive for the Brummies in their first race.
Yeah, it's a good ride for both of them, and it's going to be an interesting battle between the brothers here, isn't it? Ben didn't have a good ride first time out, failing to score.
Yeah, I don't know how much rivalry there is between them. I don't know them that well. I had a quick chat with Ben when I got here, but Zach and Ben have been riding in Britain now for a number of seasons and beginning to make their mark. I have seen Ben Cook round Peterborough absolutely fly round there. Unfortunately, Peterborough, another club that is closed these days, but here we go. 2 points in it. Heat number 7. Oh, what's going on there?
The referee's got the red lights on. I'm not quite sure what's happened.
Wayne Jarvis, the referee, has put the red lights on. Not entirely sure why, but tapes have gone up now. No exclusion light on. Not quite sure. We'll bring you that information as soon as we are informed of it. But as I say, it's 10 times out there with just 2 points in it. This would be such a huge feather in the cap if they were managed to pull it off tonight, Chris, wasn't it? Because after what has been a desperately disappointing start to the season with just 1 point on the bar.
Yeah, absolutely. They need this confidence boost, and you know, you need to win at home. You need to keep the fans with you, and certainly a win against Bellevue, a team of their stature, would certainly do that. So it's a big night for them.
Indeed it is, live on Eurosport. Evidently something got stuck on the start gate. Evidently it's been unstuck. Sorry not to be a little bit more
very technical
with you, but that was the information I received. Here we go then, second time of asking. The green light is on now. And the tapes are up, good news, and we're into the first corner, and the Birmingham pair are just about there, around the outside. That's a very brave move there from young Ben Cook, who failed to score in his opening ride. What a first turn it was, and he has powered his way to the front when the home team looked like they were going to be able to command it. Pavlicki is back in second place, and I've got to say, Jaimin Litzy, who was the winner first time, he's out the back, but look at young Cook go in front.
Yeah, Zach Cook actually was the Cook that made the start, but he just didn't quite get the first turn right. And Ben Cook was so fast around the first turn, just went straight out into the deep dirt, braver than anybody's been all night, and he's just stretching it away from Pavlicki now.
In a class of his own out in front, young Ben Cook, clearly frustrated after failing to score in his first ride. He is clear out in front. Home team, though, riding smart here, keeping it tight. Pavlicki's been looking for his teammate all the time. Zach Cook, the brother of the man who's just about to win the race, so it's going to be shared, but young Ben Cook, delighted with that. Jaimin Litzy failing to score for the Bellevue Aces. That's a little bit of a shock, but what a stunning move in the first corner from young Ben Cook. Really brave, paid massive dividends for him. He'll be feeling much happier about his performance so far now, but no real damage done for the home team though, Chris.
No, hanging in there. I mean, fantastic ride from Ben Cook. That first turn was absolutely brilliant from him. A little bit lucky in a way that he made a decent start off for and didn't get anybody come across in front of him.
Ben Cook, though, 3 points. Brilliant ride from him. Pavlicki steady away in second place. Zach Cook back in third place. 1 point for him, and Jaimin Litzy misses out in heat number 7. 22 points to 20. In our first live broadcast for you in 2024. We'll watch this first corner again.
Yeah, look out for Ben Cook. It's actually Zach Cook off 3 that gets to the first turn just about ahead of him, but he turns the bike and Ben Cook decides not to. He just runs straight out into the deep stuff. Pavlicki there comes up the inside of his teammate, and I think the surprise in this race, apart from the speed of Ben Cook, because he didn't just win the race, he went away with it, was that Jaimin Litzy, winner first time out, was at the back.
Indeed, and there's no doubt that Jaimin will be frustrated with that a race where he failed to score, having looking so impressive in his first ride. Right, for the moment, that's we are looking good. 2 points between the two teams. Let's get back down to Abby in the pits.
Calvin, thank you. So Ben Cook, winner of that last heat, really impressive. Shall I see if I can quickly grab a word? Just got to speak about that. What a performance.
Yeah, much nicer when you're in front, and I went pretty wide in that first corner and held on to it, but no, it was good.
Kelvin and the boys in the commentary booth were saying that was a brave move right out in the dirt.
Yeah, it's tough racing, and you got to put it out there sometimes, and they come off, so yeah, hopefully I can get a few more of them.
Quick last word, what's the competition like between you and your beau?
It's always nice to get one up on him, isn't it? No, but it's all right. You know, we help each other out, so but yeah, it is good.
Well done. Okay, heat 8 coming up. Remember to be part of the conversation. Use the hashtag #BARR.
watching him, and he's just always been in Berwick, and that's where I've always wanted to be. I don't really care if they're in the Championship, Premiership. I reckon I'll be here for a long time probably. A shame they didn't bring me over before, but I'm here now, so I think I'm doing okay for myself.
Hear all of these interviews and much more besides in the latest episode of British Speedway's official podcast. No Brakes, No Fear. Available now.
No Brakes, No Fear. The official British Speedway podcast.
Yes, the official British Speedway podcast, No Brakes, No Fear. That was the teaser of the latest episode, and the next episode will be released this coming Wednesday morning on all good podcast apps. After the 11 break, I'm going to read some announcements out, some birthday messages and whatnot. But we would like to welcome Amiga Scaffolding Solutions Limited, who will be presenting and choosing Rider of the Night later on. They have provided the TV stands for that you can see on the bins as well, so a big thanks to Amiga Scaffolding Solutions.
Welcome back to BARR, and it is just 2 points separating the two teams. We're halfway through the meeting. We have been getting through the heats because there is definitely rain in the air. Current score 22-20, and we're joined by Scotty Nichols now. Scotty, it is Baltic conditions.
Oh, I'm loving my Eurosport jacket, but I need another one this freezing.
10 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've seen the track developing, and we've certainly seen riders developing. There's, you know, we know that the Brummies have had a tough start to the season. They've needed their number one firing. He got no points in his first heat, and then he got the victory in his second.
Yeah, he certainly bounced back, and the track has been tough, and I think Milik has certainly found life difficult in the UK. I think he's been struggling to get that momentum. Like I say, his first race, we can see it on the screen here now. He's in the red. He just gets put into no man's land there. It's wet, a little bit greasy early doors, and from there you see him pull a tear off, and he's just at the back and nothing to do. But then in his next race, heat 6, off gate 2 there, not made the start on Beulah, but muscles his way to the first turn, commits the outside. You interviewed Ben Cook later on. I think that's the way the track is. The minute you've got to commit, you're either curb or fence. You can't get caught in no man's land. And from here, Milik got some daylight, and that would do him the world of good. When you get out in front, you get a little bit of fresh air. You can ride where you want to ride. And right now, as you can see right there, it's nice and dark and a little bit of deep dirt on the outside. You've got to commit.
And we know he's got quality, and this team has, but we were speaking to Samo Malenko just before we came on air, and he said, you know, we have been on the back foot. Now hopefully with a full 1 to 7, it's a time that they all chip in and come together.
Definitely, and you know, they got off to a tough season. You know, they were sort of the underdogs, and the pressure's been on them, and kind of then you start to segregate as a team. You become very individual, and when you're struggling, you need to come together, but you don't. You focus on your own game, and it becomes tough. But tonight, 2-point lead over a very, very strong Bellevue team. They're doing very well.
Scott, thank you. I'll go and find you another jacket. Let's rejoin our commentating duo for Heat 8.
Quite nice and warm up here, actually.
It's lovely, isn't it?
I don't really know what all the fuss is all about, to be perfectly honest, but nonetheless, hey, you know, some of us are slightly tougher than others, but there we go.
Can you turn the heating down a little?
Yeah, it's a touch warm in here, actually. Yeah, I've had to take my jumper off. Right, anyway, great to hear from Scotty as well. We'll hear plenty from Scott Nichols throughout the season. Of course, Scott is riding superbly well as well. He's been guesting left, right and centre in the Premiership. He's riding for the Oxford Cheetahs again in the Championship, so he's a busy man. 2 points in it. We've had 7 races, 22 points to 20. We're out for heat number 8. Can they keep it going? The home team, Norwick Bladorn, who has had an up and down night so far. Mark Lemon looks relatively relaxed. He's in the shout. It's very competitive. Bladorn was very impressive initially. Sorry,
yeah,
you've got something to say.
Well, it's just about last places. 5 Bellevue riders have run a last place.
Yeah, they're not... there's no middle ground, is there?
No.
Heat number 8, Leon Flynn going from the inside gate. Super ride from him. He's in blue. Gate number 2 in yellow is Connor Bailey. Gate number 3 is Steve Worrell in red, and Norwick Bladorn, with a warning, goes from the outside. He's had a race win and failed to score last time, the young German. Steve Worrell, who's had a similar sort of night, he's been a touch, well, in actual fact,
just
Steve
1
Worrell,
point,
looking at the scorecard, he's only got 1 point from 2 rides, so he'll be looking to try and take advantage of heat number 8.
Chris Adams there, concentrating. it's an interesting duo that they have leading the Brummies in Chris Adams, of course,
Well, Chris
son of
Adams,
Pete Adams.
Chris, son of Pete,
Yep.
has been around a long time.
Yes.
He's been mechanicking for riders for a long
Top
time.
riders as well, yeah.
Yeah, he has, and he knows the sport inside out. So good to see him actually now transferring across to being in the team manager role, joint team managers. Clearly, Sam is a sort of, you know, the eye-catching name, but there's no doubt that Chris will have his say and will make his presence felt. Heat number 8, midway point of the evening. Birmingham team are going along nicely. Tapes are up now. And away we go into the first corner. This time, Stevie Worrell's running very wide there. Bladorn read that beautifully with the cutback and it's hit the front. That was a classy move from the German there because Worrell had made such a fabulous start. It's a 3-all at this stage, and Noric Bladorn, winner first time out, has fired himself to the front. What a move that was!
Yeah, Norwich found that form again. He's a great first ride, ran a last in his second one, but it was a perfect first turn. Just read that move. Steve Worrell, in my opinion, did the right thing, moving out into the dirt. Maybe the bike's just not working as well as he would like, but Noric looks very comfortable out front now, settling down in front of Steve Worrell. Leon Flint picking up an important third place. This is what the Brummies are about. They're not letting the Bellevue Aces come back at them.
Exactly right. So Bladorn out in front with a stunning move early doors, but unfortunately Colin Bailey is at the back. It's a 3-all, so the home team are keeping it to that 2-point slender lead. Terrific speedway for Bladorn. Never seen this place before. Third ride. He's had 2 wins. He's loving it. I must say, he got that bike lined up coming out of turn 2 and it just roared down the back straight and he fired himself to the front. Very impressive indeed. And Steve Worrell, who had made a really good fist of it initially, run into the dirt and he just could not resist the move there from the young German. As I say, with young Leon Flint coming through into third place, then not too much damage done. So we'll have a good look at this again. Oh, bit of movement there as well on the start line.
Yeah, they've all been a little bit twitchy, haven't they, off the start, but it's all about Noric Bladorn on the outside. Steve Worrell is making a decent start. He's stretched the arms out there, got the bike to the corner, he's done the right thing, he's gone straight to the dirt. But Noric Bladorn had read it already. He knew exactly where Steve Worrell was going. Maybe Steve didn't go quite far enough, and he squeezes himself in between Leon Flint and Steve Worrell to hit the front. And he really doesn't look back. See Steve Worrell there grabbing a load of grip. Left leg comes out to balance the bike, but on board now with Steve. Looks like he's done everything right. He's made the start, he's gone to the dirt. Noric Bladorn, bang, he's there.
Yeah, smashing move that. Steve will be disappointed, like you say, the way you were describing that. He must have felt he had every chance of hitting the front there and picking up his first victory of the evening, but the young German had other ideas, and as I say, he's had a fabulous evening so far, and he's moved on to 6 points from 3 outings, and the score right now is 25 points. Oh, we've got the result. That's nice. Noric Bladorn, 3 points from him, and Steve Worrell. Evidently, there was a little bit of a crash in the bus, but they've rectified that now. So 2 points for Stevie Worrell. Back in second place, Leon Flint. 1 point in third, and Conor Bailey misses out in heat number 8. As I say, this is nip and tuck. Nothing to choose between them, really. Heat number 9 coming out. Well, we see the exciting Victor Lampard once again. Looking forward to that. And Dan Bewley looking for his first win of the evening.
Yeah, Dan is the key, I think, right now. I mean, Brady Kurtz has been out there, obviously doing his job. Jamon's had a win and a last place, so it's going to come down to Dan sort of finding his feet on this Birmingham track. He's obviously had a few meetings here, I think back in 2016, 2018 maybe. So, yeah, we just don't know about his fitness, do we, right now?
Nice. Heat number 9. Tom Brennan going from the inside in the blue helmet colour. Of course, he was a Bellevue ace last year, so racing against his former club. Dan Bewley coming out of gate number 2 in white. Gate number 3, Victor Lampard in the red helmet colour, and Conor Mountain going from the outside in yellow. Mountain is a handy performer. Dan Bewley hasn't hit the front so far this evening, and Mark Lemon, the team manager for the Bellevue Aces, will be very keen for that to happen if at all possible. The Birmingham team are putting up a really good fight here and cannot be underestimated, and they're beginning to click. This is encouraging signs. As I say, not ideal when you've had injuries and the team have come together late and they haven't really got into a rhythm at all, and you keep getting beat. But but they look like there could just be a turning point here this evening.
When you consider Tom Brennan has been their top scorer so far this year, he has scored the most points for Birmingham. He hasn't really got himself going. He's had a couple of third places so far.
Exactly. I've got to say, Pavlicki looks handy, really handy. He's ridden quite nicely this evening. Encouraging signs from Milik with that ride last time. So, proper speedway we're seeing here tonight. As I say, we've got some big hitters in the league this year. Very exciting league to look forward to over the upcoming months, weeks and months. Matsej Janowski back in the league. How about that with the Oxford Spires? Great, isn't it? Right, here we go then. Tapes are up. Brilliant start off the inside there. Got to say, Brennan absolutely flew to the first corner. Bewley has come through into second place with Lampard now hanging on in third place. But I tell you what, Tom Brennan very sharp away from the tapes. Bewley is looking for a way through, but can he find one?
Yeah, Tom Brennan will know he's got a tiger on his tail in Dan Bewley, but I've got to say Dan's not really flowing like he normally does. And now we can see Connor Mountain there putting Victor Lampard under a lot of pressure up the inside. Is he going to get a run on him? No, not quite. Victor Lampard shuts the door. Meanwhile, out front, of course, Tom Brennan's getting right out there in the dirt.
Brennan pulling away out in front. We've got two races in one here, with Brennan and Bewley going at it out in front. Victor Lampard has come under immense pressure from Connor Mountain, and the places did actually swap over at one time. But down the back straight for the final time, young Tom Brennan, who has been a good solid performer for the Birmingham team so far, has won an impressive race there in front of the Grand Prix star that is Dan Bewley, two-time British champion Dan Bewley. And I've got to say, Tom will be chuffed to bits with that performance. Victor Lampard playing his part as well there by making sure he came through in third place, so they've got a heat advantage, and they stretch their lead to 4 points at the completion of heat number 9. The result for you: Tom Brennan, impressive ride there, 3 points out in front. Dan Bewley trying hard in second place, 2 points. Victor Lampard, 1 point in third place. And Connor Mountain, as hard as he tried, failed to score in heat number 9. Impressive stuff again from the home team. Tom Brennan coming to the fore.
Yeah, Tom had been a bit quiet so far tonight, considering he has been, as I said, Birmingham's top scorer. But what a cracking start off the inside there, and he just gets to the first turn ahead of Dan Bewley. Elects to ride around the inside. Right move, I think, because I think Dan Bewley would have had a decent run up the inside, maybe found a little bit of extra grip right down by the curb. But no, cracking ride that from Tom Brennan, and we can see there at the back Victor Lampard just running Connor Mountain up to the fence. But no, a big 2 point advantage in heat number 9 for Birmingham, stretching their lead to 4.
Yeah, impressive racing once again, and the Birmingham riders are hanging tough out there, there's no doubt about that, and Tom Brennan will be delighted, particularly getting one over his old teammate there in Dan Bewley. But there's nonetheless, they stretch that lead out to 4 points, so let's get some more reaction now with Abby.
Thank you, Kev. I'm joined by Tom Brennan. Tom, a great heat there, and how impressive is it when you inch in front of a GP star and also your former club?
Yeah, first of all, every rider's the same, right? So we have to treat them the same, no matter if it's Dan Bewley or if it's someone else. So first of all, feels a really good to finally get a race win, and yeah, we've I mean Kyla's been working really hard in the pits, and yeah, managed to get something going there.
What's the spirit now like amongst the boys? Because, you know, you've had a tough start to the season, but now you've got 4 points up, and Bellevue have been solid in the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough start for us. We've sort of become very close every time, but we have our heads down. Everybody wants the same thing, and yeah, hopefully this will happen soon.
Tom, you speak so well. I listened to you on the official British podcast as well, and you just got a mature sense. You've made it known how difficult it is when you make that step up to the from the rising star berth. But yeah, performances like that, you make it look easy.
Exactly that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, let's rejoin your commentators.
Yeah, thank you, Abby. Yeah, it's good to hear from Tom. He's a bright young man with a bright future, I would suggest. And he's going along nicely tonight, and he'll be chuffed to bits that he's got his first race win on the board tonight. We're on board with Steve Worrell this evening. Hopefully get some cracking pictures from him in heat number 10. Can the Bellevue Aces now bounce back? Got to say that the Birmingham team have been hanging tough with lots of 3-alls, and then suddenly, boom, in with a 4-2, very handy time. Line up for you in heat number 10 is Steve Worrell off the inside in the blue helmet colour. Ben Cook, really impressive last time out of gate 2 in yellow. Václav Milik, likewise, a terrific ride last time in red. And Jaimin Lidzi looking for better this time off the outside in white. He's had a win and a last, Lidzi. And he'll be looking to try and bounce back, as will the Bellevue Aces, Chris. They won't want to see the Birmingham boys pull further away.
No, they can't afford to let the Brummies stretch it any further. And I think they'll be looking to Steve Worrell here to try and get himself out front, get himself a race win. You know, Václav Milik's turned it around. Tom Brennan there with his first race win of the night. It's all confidence building for them.
Yeah, it's pretty solid from top to bottom right now for the 1 to 7, and I sense the way this team has been built, that is what they will require if they're going to make their mark in 24 in the Premiership. We've got some new partners this year. It's really good. The work behind the scenes is coming through. I must say it's encouraging signs. Not easy these days, but nonetheless, it does appear that British Speedway is working awfully hard to really get their act together in 2024. So here we are, heat number 10. What a start on the inside that was from Worrell. Absolutely nailed that. Hugs the middle of the track, gets his wheels in line. Fabulous first turn from the captain of the Birmingham team. Superb. He's fired himself to the front. Coming through in a second place now. Young Ben Cook, I believe it is. Yes, it is. Milik's now through into third place. So the Birmingham team are really putting it on the Bellevue Aces once again.
Yeah, this is great stuff from the home side. Steve Worrell making his best start of the night by far. And I tell you what, Václav Milik's having a good look up the inside of Ben Cook. We know Ben is happy to be riding around the outside. Now Jaimin Lindsay's looking to the outside, trying to generate that little bit more speed. He's made a mistake, lost a bit of ground. It's all going to get tight, I think, on this last lap.
Out in front, Steve Worrell's clear. He's looking good out in front. Ben Cook for the Bellevue Aces is hanging on in second place. Milik has ridden strongly to get the better of Jaimin Lindsay. Lindsay's tried everything, but just can't quite land a blow. Huge moment in the context of the outcome of this evening. It is indeed another heat advantage to the home team. Worrell's come through brilliantly there. His first race victory of the evening. He'll be delighted with that. Playing the captain's role there. And Milik, although he was only third, hugely important because it's a heat advantage. 4 points for the home team, 2 points for the Bellevue Aces. Lidzi missing out again. He'll be really frustrated about that. But Steve Worrell will be chuffed to bits. He's had a tough night. He's had just 3 points from 3 outings. Doubles his score in heat number 10.
Cracking result, that.
Perfectly timed there.
Thanks,
Chris. The result, heat number 10. Steve Worrell, 3 points. Ben Cook back in second place, 2 points for him. Václav Milik back in third place, 1 point, and Jaimin Lindsay misses out in heat number 10. Another good race here. Really strong performance from the home team once again. Milik coming through, but there's no question the captain off the inside gate does the business.
Yeah, he does. He makes his best start of the night. And on paper, I thought this was going to be a tough one for Birmingham because Lidzi and Cook. Lidzi was a race winner first time out. Cook was fantastic in his last ride. But right around the curve there, can see Steve Worrell's got a game plan, knows exactly what he's going to do. And I tell you what, generated good speed around the inside and pulls out quite a gap even on the first lap. Ben Cook couldn't find the extra grip he needed around the outside. We're on board here with Steve Worrell. You can see how close he was to that curve. Moves over to get a nice entry into turn 3 on the first lap and never looked back.
No, indeed not. He got his wheels in line and he got plenty of speed, plenty of action going on behind him, of course, with Jaimin Lindsay desperately trying to get amongst the points for a damage limitation aspect for the Bellevue Aces, but Václav Milik was hanging tough. And for Steve Worrell, he'll be really pleased with that, with his new club, and beginning to settle down nicely. So now 6 points is the difference. 11, and no changes here. Can make tactical substitutes, but it doesn't appear to be going on here. Pavlicki out once again, who's ridden strongly for the Brummies tonight. It's a class performer, Pavlicki, and Shemek, his brother as well. They were both had periods of time in the Grand Prix. Haven't been in the Grand Prix for a number of years, but there's no question they're two top quality performers when they really get their act together. Take the sport very seriously indeed. Good to see him in British Speedway once again. Heat number 11. Brady Kurtz will go from the inside for Bellevue in the white helmet colour. Piotr Pawlicki, gate number 2 in red. Norik Bladorn, who's having a smashing night so far, comes out of gate number 3 in yellow, and off the outside is Zach Cook in the blue helmet colour. Now, this is a moment, would you suggest, gates 1 and 3, got to believe Bellevue Aces with these 2 big hitters, Chris, got to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, you said obviously 6 points the gap, and it's tactical territory, but I think this is their best pairing so far on the night, with Brady Kurtz hasn't dropped a point, and obviously Norik Bladorn's had 2 wins. He did have that last place, but Mark Lemon certainly keeping the faith with these 2.
Yeah, perfectly understandable why he's kept the programme riders in here. As I say, when you go 6 points down, you can actually replace a rider. You can't do it in Heat 15, obviously, but and you can't do it in Heat 8. That is protected. But right now, Mark Lemon there chatting to Zach Cook. Ben Cook, excuse me. I knew I'd get that round the wrong way at one point, but Ben Cook, who has ridden nicely in his last 2 rides, he's got 5 points from the last 2. Norik Bladorn and Brady Kurtz, can they do the business for the Aces? Here, oh, I tell you what, Kurtz has got away with a roller there.
Yeah,
no.
he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
He was a touch impatient there. I tell you what, when you back in our day, well, certainly back in my day, those were the starts that you were
Very
absolutely
proud of.
chuffed to bits with because they didn't get pulled back. Watch it again, look, Chris.
Yeah, on the inside there in white. Yeah, he's moved, he's taken a second stab of it, and Brady Kurtz, you are not going to get away with that. Taking another look now,
It's only marginal,
No,
isn't
it is marginal, but there was a couple of dips of the clutch too, so I think it's the right call.
Yeah, surprisingly, no warning for him, but a restart here. Brady Kurtz off the inside in white, Pawlicki alongside him in red, Norik Bladorn gate 3 in yellow, and Zach Cook will go from the outside in blue. Second time of asking, big race this is, particularly for the Bellevue Aces. 3 all here will be very handy for the home team. They'll be more than happy with that, but Pawlicki is more than capable of winning this race. He is a top performer, and he grows in confidence. He could be a really big star for the Birmingham team this year.
It's a very even-looking race, to be honest, because Pawlicki's only dropped 1 point to the opposition, and so is Zach Cook actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tight. I just fancy that gates 1 and 3 might just be a slight advantage. Maybe proven wrong, but it could just be. There's no doubt that Kurtz has been in sparkling form so far. Brilliant ride last time where he just roared around the outside. Very eye-catching ride, Brady Kurtz. Really has come on strong and has started the season well. Bladorn has also been very good as well. A young German rider that's got a huge future. Busy boy, he rides all over the place, but seems to enjoy his racing. Always got a smile on his face. Here we go then. Heat number 11 takes her up. Kurtz is away sharply. Pawlicki's there alongside him, argy-bargy into the first corner. Look at Bladorn coming up the inside, gives his teammate a bit of a shove. Pawlicki's done well to get the better of Bladorn going into turns 3 and 4. First time, I don't know where Kurtz was going, but he went very, very wide coming off a turn for number 4. God, I think he might have even hit the fence coming out of turn 2 on the second lap. Brilliant speedway.
I think he was just trying to copy what his brother Ben did to him, but it didn't work quite so well. But whilst Pawlicki was occupied with Norik Bladorn, that's allowed Brady Kurtz just to get a lead. It's 2 very different techniques there. We heard Scott Nichols say you can't be in the middle ground, you've got to be right around the curb or right around the fence. And now we can see Pawlicki there doing exactly what he's told not to do, riding around the middle of the track.
Out in front. Brilliant stuff from Kurtz once again. With the Bellevue Aces with Bladorn back in 3rd place, they will just close that lead down to 4 points with a 4-2 here. Kurtz was superb. Pawlicki made him work for it. Zach Cook misses out at the back, but the Bellevue Aces just beginning to put a little bit more pressure back on the home team. Have to expect it. They're a class outfit, and they know what it takes to do the business. And with riders like Brady Kurtz, you've got to believe that he's not going to throw the towel in. A lovely ride from him. He's out in front, 3 points there. Pawlicki's having a good night, I've got to say. 2 points from him. Norik Bladorn, what a first corner. It all got very tight with his teammate coming out there, but he got 1 point, and young Zach Cook missed out in heat number 11.
Yeah, Brady Kurtz makes a good jump. You see the front wheel in the air off the inside gate. Pavlicki races him to the corner. Now Brady Kurtz is going to go around the inside on the dry stuff. There's no dirt down there, but it's a long, long way there for Pavlicki to go around the outside. Now, you can see here Norwich Blador trying to sort of just let his teammate know that he's there on the inside and gives him a little nudge as they leave turn 2. But Pavlicki with a brave move to pin Bladorn down, and that's given the chance, while he's worried about Bladorn, for Brady Kurtz just to open up that gap. We can see again on the inside there. Bladorn just giving his teammate a little nudge. I'm still here, I'm here.
Anyway, Super Speedway and a 4-2 to the Bellevue Aces, and they close into just 4 points. Right, let's get some reaction. Let's get down to Scotty Nichols.
Yeah, thanks, Kelv. One of your men to watch over my left-hand shoulder, Pavlicki, just talking to his mechanics right now. I'm going to grab word, but over the other cameraman's shoulder, we've got Jamin Lidsey, who's your other man to watch. That started off the night great, but having a tough night right now. But I'm going to just quickly see if I can slide in here 1 second and grab a quick word with Piotr. He's just having a little chat with his mechanics right now, but he's been working exceptionally hard tonight. Piotr Pavlicki, it's very, very different here to what it would be in Poland. I'm just going to quickly try and break up their party a minute. Sorry, Piotr, can I have a quick word, mate? Fantastic race there. You're having a brilliant night tonight.
I don't know what I must say. I'm trying to show my best. It's my another time in England, so I must learning new speedway a little bit, because speedway in Poland, in England, it's much different. So yeah, I'm trying. I find a better setup, and I
right now we're watching your Heat 4 where you overtook the riders and got the paid win. So it's very different to Poland, but you're adapting very well.
Yeah. I'm when I started my career, I'm learn in my home track was also small, so I like Birmingham track. 10 years ago, I'm racing in Wolverhampton. Also, I'm like Wolverhampton track. I hope team stay good tonight, like what we showed before, and I hope we win.
Yeah, definitely. We're watching on the camera right now. There's a brave race there in Heat 11. Brady Kurtz managed to get round the outside of you, but a fantastic race to get the second place.
Bellevue, it's very fast. Brady also always here. It's very fast. So I'm trying. I changed setup, and maybe it will be better next hit.
Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. Well, there's just 4 points separating the two sides. Remember, Birmingham Brummies haven't won yet this season. Could this be their night? Join us with that hashtag #BARR. See you shortly. with 4 heats remaining. There's just 4 points in it. 35-31 to Brummies at the moment. British Superbikes round 2. They'll be in Alton Park. Actually, if you love your motorsport, you're going to love the next few weeks of action across the next network, because MotoGP, they're in France, in Le Mans, and that's the 10th to the 12th of May on TNT Sports. And we're in Warsaw for round 2 of the Speedway Grand Prix. Jack Holder victorious in Croatia. Can he keep up his winning ways? But here in Birmingham, let's join Scott Nichols. He's out on the track.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I'm just standing here. Kelv hit the nail on the head earlier when he said about it being kind of inside or outside. You can see just over my shoulder here where the dirt is nice and light. That's the bit where you don't want to be. That's the no man's land. But if I just have a little walk up here, you can see the dirt's a lot darker. This is where they need to be, but you have to be careful, because if my cameraman just spins round, the track goes off camber there, so unless you're right in that deep dirt, you're going to struggle. But then if you come back down to the inside, there is a nice bit of dirt right up the inside. You see some of the boys are firing off down there and getting a good run up the inside, but you've got to be in it to win it. And let's go racing. Back to you, Chris and Kelv.
So thanks very much to Scott. Interesting to see how the track has developed throughout the evening. Just keeping an eye on things. 4 points between the two teams, 35 points to 31. A bit of a mini fight back there in the previous race. And there's no doubt that they are just applied a fraction of pressure there to the home team. The home team will need to just hold steady here with Lampard and Leon Flint, who have both ridden well this evening. Jamin Lidzi has been a bit disappointing, I would say, by his own very high standards. He's had 1 race win, but then has failed to score in the next 2 races. No tactical substitutes now, of course, with that 4-2 in the previous race. So it has to go as per programme. Heat number 12. Race is running out now. Sam Ermolenko will be biting his nails. Big night potentially here. And he'll be pleased with his team's performance so far. Heat number 12, Connor Mountain will go from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Victor Lampard out of gate number 2 in red. Jamin Lidzi out of gate number 3 in white, and Leon Flint from the outside in blue. Important now that the home team don't allow Bellevue to get on a bit of a roll after that 4-2. Because they're the sort of team that you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, won't they?
Absolutely, yeah. You can't give them the reins, because they will run with them. But Victor Lampard, he's been in good form. He hasn't got a race win, but he's led 2 races. So he knows he can get out front. Leon Flint's been fantastic for Birmingham. So I think Mark Lemon will definitely be looking at Jamin Lidzi for something here. You know, heat 13 is going to be a tough one. Brady Kurtz, Dan Bewley coming out for Bellevue. So could do with steadying the ship, maybe stretching it back to 6 at least in this one.
Indeed. Connor Mountain could be quite handy here as well, coming off of gate number 1. Mountain has been in good form tonight. He's battling really hard. A rider that does put himself about, getting more and more experience now, beginning to develop as a speedway rider. As you rightly say, Lampard has been decent tonight. Here we go, takes her up into the first corner. And I've got to say, the Bellevue pairing have shown well there. Lidzi's gone very wide indeed. Up the inside is Connor Mountain, and the away team here are on a big 5-1. Here we go. Got to say, a smashing move there around the outside from Leon Flint. Terrific. There's a battle though between 2nd and 3rd down the back straight. Mountain and Leon Flint going handlebar to handlebar there, but out in front, super ride from Lidzi so far.
Yeah, Connor Mountain has a canny knack of finding grip off absolutely nothing, so Leon Flint is going to have to keep an eye on him, but he's just pulling away now, and he's reeling in on race leader Lidzi. But another fantastic ride from Leon Flint, really is getting stuck in, but this a big result for the Bellevue Aces. This will take them to within 2 points.
Indeed, the Bellevue Aces had a 4-2 in the previous heat, looking like they've got another one on the cards here. Leon Flint has ridden superbly well, but Lidzi bounces back. He's had a couple of wins now and a couple of last places, but it's a vital moment to do it. Young Victor Lampard there, disappointed not to be amongst the points that time. But for Jamin Lidzi, coming good just when his team really needed him. Leon Flint just sort of damage limitation as a consequence of Leon Flint's efforts there, because it was looking like a 5-1 momentarily. But there's no doubt that Leon Flint has played a significant part there just to keep it down to 2 points, but it could go either way now. Lidzi out in front, 3 points for him. Leon Flynn back in second place, 2 points. Connor Mountain riding well once again, 1 point for him. And Victor Lampard, disappointing that time, he fails to score. 2 points in it now. The Bellevue Aces are beginning to apply the pressure, Chris.
Absolutely.
And another really good heat here.
Yeah, another cracking heat and a cracking ride again from Leon Flint. Jamin Lidzi hits the front there, elects to go right out to the dirt on the outside. Connor Mountain's made a cracking start from gate one, as you had predicted he may well do. And it was looking like it was a 5-1 to the Aces at this point, which would have been a massive result, putting them going into heat 13, level pegging. But we can see once again from the start, it's the Aces that pull clear. And Victor Lampard, disappointing for him at the back. He's been in the points in each of his 3 races so far, but Leon Flint working really, really hard, getting around the outside of Connor Mountain, which is takes some doing, because, as I said, Connor can really make the bike work well on the inside. He can make the bike go forward off absolutely nothing, but a brave move there from Leon Flint, and salvages a couple of points for the Brummies.
Indeed he does, and a fine effort indeed. But out in front was Lidzi. But for the moment, let's get some more reaction with Scott Nichols.
Yeah, thanks, Kelvin. Down with Jamin. Jamin, you were one of Kel's men to watch. I don't know if that put the pressure on you or not, but it fired you up in your first race, a great opening race. Then you had a little bit of difficulty. Was that machine or just misreading the track?
He must have jinxed me. No, anyway, I always struggle when it's so cold, you know, start of the year. I need the temperature to warm up a bit, but, you know, the first race was all right, and then, you know, it was more so bike setup. Then we made some pretty big changes for that last one, and I just couldn't get it off the start, but that last one I managed to make a pretty good one.
As I say, has the track changed that much? I mean, the dirt line looks like it's moved out a little bit, but you can see here in your last race, you just said you made significant changes and it worked. I mean, you went straight to that dirt where you had to be. You're kind of curb or fence right now, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of real wide, and you have to have the, I don't know, set up to get there first, you know, and it's either on the fence or, you know, need it hooking up on the inside, and I, you know, did a couple laps out near the fence and, you know, pulled away a bit. But Leon was close to me. He was around the inside there, and he was getting it working also. But happy to finish off with a win.
Yeah, like you say, it's always the best way to round out your night is with a win. But it was a great night there, mates. And over to commentary. Well done. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, great way to finish the night for Jamin Lidzi. Just needs to get a couple of more points in the middle of the meeting, but nonetheless, he did his team proud there. And the two 4-2s to the Bellevue Aces in the previous couple of heats have closed the gap right down just to 2 points. 37 points to 35 now. The Bellevue Aces just beginning to flex their muscles as we come towards the conclusion. 3 races to go. Massive heat 13 here with the big guns out, that's for sure. Mouth-watering lineup. First heat 13 of our coverage this year in 2024. Riders like Pavlicki and Kurtz out here. Here we go, heat 13, Václav Milik off the inside in the red helmet colour. Brady Kurtz, gate number 2 in white. Piotr Pavlicki out of gate number 3 in blue, and Dan Bewley off the outside in yellow. A sense that gates 1 and 3 might be quite useful for the home team, but they've got to keep it tight.
Yeah, Kelvin, you said that Bellevue are beginning to flex their muscles. Well, they've got some muscle in this one, haven't they? Kurtz and Bewley, not too many better pairings than that to go out in a race. And you're absolutely right. I think Pavlicki and Milik have got to take advantage of having gates 1 and 3.
Indeed. Interesting to see if they can do it. When we were hearing from Pavlicki, he was sort of like saying he's having to adapt to different conditions. For those who aren't familiar with Polish Speedway, tracks are slightly bigger there, different surface, pretty much smooth, and you can ride the bike absolutely flat out. Britain, possibly a bit more technically demanding, and therefore you need a slightly different setup in the bike and technique as well. It just takes a little bit of time just to get to grips with that. Jamin Lidzi now, his work potentially over. He'll be keenly looking on. Aces, of course, will be looking to try and recapture the crown that they won so brilliantly in 2022. Here we go, heat number 13. Big guns out on track.
Lights on, green lights on, takes her up, away we go. Wow, what a start from Kurtz. Brilliant stuff from him. Bike was like a jet propelled to the first corner. Minnick's coming through in the second place, but the Aces have got a heat advantage down the back straight with Bewley coming into third. Bewley's round the fence, winding it on. Will he get a better of Minnick? Yes, he does. And the Aces have fired themselves to the front. Massive 5-1 on the cards here.
I tell you what, Milik, for one, is definitely going to be chasing them down for 4 laps, but a cracking ride, particularly from Bewley. We don't think he's fully fit by any means, but he knows exactly what the Aces need here, and it was a really brave ride from him in the first lap. And they've got themselves 5 points. If they can hang on to this, they will take the lead for the first time since Heat 2.
Incredible. As I say, they've been flexing their muscles in the previous 2 races and they've battled back here. What a massive result this is going to be for the Bellevue Aces. Disappointment here on the cards for the Birmingham team, who have ridden so very well throughout the evening. Really is a bit of a heartbreaker for the home team, but Kurtz and Bewley have done the business. When you've got such quality like that as a team manager, you really do feel a little bit more confident, you would suggest. And the big guns came out there and they blasted the opposition away. Kurtz was just fabulous away from the tapes. Bewley then did a stunning move round the outside of Minnick early on in the race. Lemon will be pleased with that. And a 2-point lead as a consequence. The result of heat number 13. Kurtz out in front, 3 points. Dan Bewley back in second place, 2 points. Minnick in third, 1. And Piotr Pawlicki missing out in heat 13. Well, it's all changed now, and the Aces are looking good with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, just what the Aces needed. Heat 13, their big guns coming out and doing an absolutely superb job. Brady Kurtz making a really, really good start, but look at Dan Bewley there, up the inside of first Pawlicki, and then he just charges around the outside. He realises where the speed is, and he's just going to follow Brady Kurtz around the fence. And as early as entering lap 2, he's got himself into that all-important second place. But this is exactly what Bellevue needed. They go into the final 2 heats, 2 points up. Next race looks like a fairly even match. I would say perhaps Birmingham have the advantage there, so we could well be going into a heat 15 decider.
Yep, it is tight as well, but right now 2 points in it and the Bellevue Aces have battled back. But let's get more reaction. Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Kel. From down with Mark Lemon. We're just watching replay there. The big guns did the business for you, but are there any strategies in place for this next race?
Yeah, we're just going to have a reserve switch with the 2 Connors. Yeah, the boys are just sort of struggling to get the power to the ground there tonight. Obviously Brady's leading the way. He's had a really great start to the season, which is great, but we need the rest of the boys to chip in.
Yeah, so Dan had a little bit of a slow start, but he certainly seemed to have it dialed in for that one there.
Yeah, they've really struggled to try and get to grips with the track. It's like the British winter or summer or whatever it is. It's
we don't have one of them summers.
It's been really challenging. It's been trying to rain a little bit, a bit of mist here, so it's probably made the conditions a little bit greasier when you kind of thought the dirt was going to work. So the boys have sort of been setting their bikes up for something that's not been there. So it's been challenging.
Yeah, definitely. And the Birmingham boys they've shown a lot of fire tonight. They've had you on the back foot, but it looks like maybe you're now applying the screw and turn the pressure on for the last bit of the meeting.
Yeah, we hope so. Obviously we've got some big guns with Dan and Brady, and obviously Jamin sort of found his feet there. When he sort of had to pull it out, we just need Ben Cook now to do what he does really good in heat 14s, and hopefully that screw is getting turned.
Okay, mate. Well, I'll let you go and G the boys up. Thanks, Mark. Back to you.
Thanks, Scott. Good to hear from Mark Lemon. Clearly pleased with the determination his team have shown here. They could have thrown the towel in when they went 6 points down, but far from it. Last 3 races have gone the way of the Bellevue Aces with the heat advantages, and that 5-1 in heat 13. A bit of a blow there to the home team. How will they react? They've got Brennan and Zach Cook here, and they're going to have to come through. Need to keep it tight. It looks like it could very well be our last heat decider here. Of course, a 5-1 to the Bellevue Aces, and they will win on the night. So, heat number 14. Heat 14 for you. Ben Cook off the inside in white. Zach Cook comes out of gate number 2 in blue. Connor Mountain
ridden well tonight. He's the tactical substitute coming in to replace his other rising star, Connor Bailey. Gate 3 yellow. Tom Brennan, a winner last time. From the outside in the red helmet cutter. Chris, tense times now for the home team.
Absolutely, yeah. This has been a bit of a feature of their season where they've sort of fallen apart in the second half of the meeting and they don't want to see it happen again. So, yeah, they're under pressure, these boys. Tom Brennan, I fancy he could do something in this race, but it's going to be hard from that outside gate. Certainly the Bellevue boys have got the better gates.
They have. Cam Brennan do a big turn back up the inside. Will be feeling a lot happier after that last ride. He rode nicely there to get the better of Dan Bewley, no less. And that's not an easy task. But there's no doubt that Connor Mountain, that could prove to be quite astute from Mark Lemon, because Mountain has looked quite useful tonight. And he comes in to replace his friend and teammate Connor Bailey. We'll go from gate number 3. Good speedway, loving this. Great opening night for us. A lot of people predicting that Bellevue might run away with this when you looked at the home team's form coming into tonight. Here we go, heat number 14. What a start on the inside there from young Ben Cook. He fires himself to the front. The two Birmingham boys are coming through in second and third. Certainly Zach Cook into second place. Down the back straight, Tom Brennan's is in third place. Ben Cook now coming under pressure from his brother. Neck and neck as they go into the second lap.
Yeah, this is great stuff from the Cook brothers, and I think Zach Cook's got stolen the march here up the inside. He's got to close the gap. Can Ben Cook cut back up the inside? No, he can't. This is great now. Tom Brennan's now going to put Ben Cook under a lot of pressure. They could do with 5 points here, but this would level it up at least.
Fabulous speedway here in heat 14. Look at this from Brennan. Brennan trying to get up the inside. Oh, he had to turn the bike inside out there because Ben Cook slammed the door shut. Zach Cook out in front. Going great guns. He's ridden out of his skin. He hasn't had a super night, but it's turned on the style here. And this is a vital win on the cards for the home team. And what a ride from Zach Cook. 3 points for him. Brennan coming through in third place. Action-packed heat 14. Last heat decider. Nothing to choose between the two teams. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the neutrals. Got to say, we're on the edges of our seats. And Zach Cook, that was a smashing ride. Ben Cook got away so well early on, but possibly that dirt on the outside just a bit too wide, and Cook was able to take advantage. So fantastic speedway once again. The result of heat 14 for you. Zach Cook, terrific out in front, 3 points from him. Ben Cook, his brother, back in second place, 2 points. Tom Brennan, solid in third place, 1 point for him, and Connor Mountain misses out there in heat 14. 42 points apiece, Chris.
Yeah, this is really warming up to be something special. Heat 15 decider, but look at that start he's made off the inside. Ben Cook, cracking stuff. And coming around the outside, Tom Brennan up the inside. Zach Cook gets himself into second place. And I've got a feeling he's been watching his brother all night. You can see there Ben Cook looking over his left shoulder. And Ben really didn't really know where to ride because he felt the pressure on the inside. It took him a long while to get to that dirt line. We heard Scott Nichols say you cannot afford to ride in the middle of the track. It's got to be around the inside or the very outside. And I think Ben just found himself a little bit stuck in the middle, trying to defend from Zach, but a great ride. 4 points for the Brummies.
Indeed it was. It's exciting stuff, and got to say, he really came on strong there. And the two brothers nearly clouting each other there, going over the start and finish line as they finished that first lap. Brennan also coming under pressure as well. He got very tight. He had to put the brakes on, didn't he? Really scrub his speed off with Ben Cook slamming the door shut. Brilliant speedway. Abby, what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's so funny because we've got a TV monitor in the pits and nearly every single rider has just hovered around it, watching that replay, possibly just seeing where the lines are because we've got one heat remaining. It's our first televised Premiership meeting of the season and there's nothing between the two sides. It currently lies 42-42. Who's going to take it? What are your predictions? Use that hashtag Belle and we'll see you after this.
the two team managers are making their nominations in the pits with Scott Nicholas, and the riders are getting ready to go as well. And we are just communicating things through as we have to on a TV.
Our first televised British Speedway Premiership meeting is exactly what we wanted after 14 heats. Nothing separating these two sides. 42 to Birmingham Brummies, 42 to Bellevue Aces. Scotty, I imagine it's tense time for these two managers.
It certainly is, Abby. I'm going to come to the Birmingham team manager, Sam Ermolenko, first. Sam, what a cracking night at Speedway. The Brummies have had a tough start to the season, but the boys show an awful lot of desire tonight.
Yeah, I think it's just the right time. We know it's the second time we've had a full 1 through 7, and we've had some experience at a couple tracks now, and the weather's on our side a little bit. So I think we just kind of got the right combination to be competitive.
It's come down to last heat decider. You guys have got first choice of gates for Heat 15. Can you tell me what gates and riders you're going to go with, please?
Yeah, it was a tough decision, you know, really tough. But I settled on Tom Brennan on gate 1 and Piotr Pawlicki on gate 3.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to come over to Lemo. Lemo, Brady Kurtz at the beginning said you certainly can't underestimate anybody, and it's proved that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look across the whole league this year, Scott, it's a very, very tough league. You know, a lot of top boys come back to British Speedway. It's fantastic, but it doesn't sort of change anything when you're here on the racetrack.
No, and luckily for you, you are a former rider, but you're not in this 10th Heat 15. Can you tell me who you're going to go with and what gates, please?
Yeah, we're going for Brady Kurtz off white in gate 2 and Dan Bewley in yellow off gate 4.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Well, good luck to both of you boys. Over to you, Abby.
Stevie is captain. What's this moment like?
Well, we've got a chance to, you know, get some points on the board for a start. Yeah, it's important. You know, the guys are fired up, so fingers crossed it goes our way.
Stevie, you're so chilled. It's been a really impressive performance from the Brummies tonight, a really great outing from you in your last heat, but a really important performance from one of the Cook brothers, this time in your side.
Yeah, you know, obviously I've been through that brotherly rivalry. You know, obviously they'll want to beat each other. Nice that obviously it's in our camp this time, but no, not the greatest start for me, but on a positive note, I finished off with a win, so it's always nice. It makes the drive home a bit easier. Yeah. So, but now if we can get the win, it'll be good for us, and most importantly, good for the fans.
And your boys have got possibly the best gates in this Heat 15.
Yeah, obviously you always want to win the coin toss to start the meeting with the best gates possible, but in this instance it's worked in our favour, and you know, hopefully they can go out and do the job.
Stevie, thank you. Back to you, Kelvin and Chris.
Thank you very much, Abby. Pretty laid back, Stevie.
Very much so.
But nonetheless, he's absolutely right about the coin toss. Sometimes when you lose it at the beginning of the night, you sort of feel a bit nonplussed about that. But because it's so tight here, 42 points each, actually having the slight advantage coming into Heat 15 could prove to be vital. Fine margins here. Brilliant fight back by the Bellevue Aces. The Birmingham team, it's the best they've raced all through the season so far. And which way is this going to go? On paper, I fancy Kurtz and Bewley. They are two very, very strong riders here for the Bellevue Aces. But Brennan and Pawlicki, well, they'll be doing their very best.
If they can hit the front, which they could well do from gates 1 and 3, they are going to have to do everything absolutely perfectly.
So Heat 15, last heat decider, first night of the season for us at Eurosport. What a night it's been. Heat 15 then, Tom Brennan goes from the inside in the red helmet cutter. Brady Kurtz, gate number 2 in white. Piotr Pawlicki out of gate to number 3 in blue, and off the outside Dan Bewley in the yellow helmet colour. Nothing to choose between the two teams. 42 points each. If it's still 45 all at the end of this, guess what? We're going to have a super heat. How about that? So all results on the table right now. Chris Adams and Sam Ermolenko nervously looking on. Mark Lemon will be pleased with the way his team have fought back here. It could have drifted away from them after Heat 10, when it was 33 points to the home team and 27 to the Aces. But as we enter
Heat 15 is 4-2 all.
Yep, the Brummies under pressure. They've led for 9 of the 14 heats tonight. They deserve points out of this meeting.
Here we go then. Possibly for the final time of the night. Long pause. What a start on the inside that is from Brennan. Absolutely flew to the first corner. Got to say, coming through in second place is Brady Kurtz. Pavlicki's right alongside him with Dan Bewley out the back. Bewley going to the fence, round the outside. Brennan's riding absolutely fabulously out in front. Right now, the Birmingham Brummies. Oh, they're hit the front. A 5-1 on the cards. Pavlicki coming through into second place.
Tell you what, this is going the way of the Brummies, and they have fought tooth and nail for this. Brady Kurtz has been unbeaten all night. He switches back to the inside. Oh, he's taken him down. Pretty sure they looked like there was contact there. What a way to end the night if this is it.
Big decision for the ref, Chris.
Oh, big decision, but it did look like there was contact.
I think he collected him on the way through.
If he did, it's all over for Bellevue, unless, of course, there's a rerun ordered.
Drama here in Heat 15. The race is stopped. There was contact, I think. We're pretty confident of that between Brady Kurtz and Piotr Pavlicki, who'd ridden brilliantly to get round the inside. Really smart stuff. Brennan, though, absolutely fabulous out in front. He'll be gutted that the red lights have come on. And it was looking like it was going to be the first home win of the season against one of the big hitters for the Birmingham team. Agony for Sam Ermolenko and Chris Adams, coming within touching distance of winning here tonight.
Well, Bewley's been already and had a look at gate 4 again, so he's confident there's going to be a rerun.
So concern down there on the first corner. And we just hope that Pavlicki is okay. Mark Lemon just looking on. So Brennan there just having a chat with his teammate Zach Cook. Let's take a look at this again.
Yeah, it's a close one. As we see there, Bewley came up the inside there of Pavlicki. Actually, that angle doesn't give us anything. I still think there was some contact, but didn't see the dirt
his leg?
Yeah, there
Kurtz was sort of like obviously a bit miffed that he got past in the first place.
Yeah. I don't think he would have gone down if there wasn't contact, although he was running in the corner very, very quick and very tight.
There.
Yeah, you can see contact on the leg. The dirt deflector goes up. Yeah, I think, you know, although it's very tough on Brady Kurtz, very, very tough, I think he would have to go for that.
So referee will now ponder that. He's just seen those pictures. He's going to take another look at it. There is minimal contact. It isn't a lot, but he does. The dirt deflector often does catch the leg, and it's unsettled Pavlicki at a vital moment. Could he have stayed up? That's what the...
I think he also caught his hand as well with the lifting handle. It's very, very close, but just about... yeah, it was close, but maybe
only
not.
He's really his leg, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, his leg's gone.
But he's taking his time. Obviously, Pavlicki has got hurt here. He's hit the ground because he still hasn't got to his feet.
It's gone in head first, so whether he's tweaked his neck a little bit maybe, but this is a tough one. Brady's come in very, very narrow, much narrower than the racing line for sure. The referee has to make a decision. Could he have stayed on? Could Pavlicki have stayed on?
Yeah, that's going to be playing devil's advocate. Could Pavlicki have stayed on? And of course, Birmingham would argue that he had no chance at all. And we are still waiting for it. We are hearing that Pavlicki is over, and the exclusion lights on. And we are now seeing it. Brady Kurtz has been thrown out of Heat 15. Huge moment in the context of the result. Really does give the Birmingham boys now every chance of clinching a really important victory here at home. So we'll bring you that as soon as we can. But right now, the drama continues, and we will have a rerun of heat number 15 for you as soon as we can. So right now, it's 42 points apiece, and heat 15, the rerun, is coming up next.
Yeah, welcome back. Heat 15 there was so much at stake, Brady. It was a tough call. What's your take on it?
Chips were down. We needed a win. I think he knew I was coming through and he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, they're going to see the replay any second. It was a tough race. Yeah, he did know you were coming, but racing's hard. It was a hard move from you. You generated a lot of speed. You can see here now you went deep in that bottom bend there, generated a lot of speed, and yeah, talk us through it from here.
Yeah, I knew I was going quicker than him, and from about here there was no turning back. I knew I was coming through, and he could definitely see me.
Yeah, you could see it, and you can see the body language there. Do you think he's anticipated the move?
It doesn't look pretty, but before I get to him, that's for sure.
No, it's tough. I mean, there was so much at stake. You can see it again here. You generate a lot of speed, but obviously room for Dan Bewley to do it in the rerun.
Yeah, hopefully Dan can get out there and get a win, and I'll get back on track again in a minute. But yeah, it's disappointing, and would have been good to get a Jag a win tonight.
Well, thanks for chatting to us, Brady. I know it's tough. Back to you, commentary.
Thank you, Scotty. Disappointment for Brady Kurtz, but unfortunately at times it can be quite cruel out there. It was a 50-50 call. I'm not sure it was a 50-50 call, but wasn't quite there. It would have been very harsh on Pavlicki if he'd been thrown out. You said that when we were off air, and I agree with that. Anyway, second time of asking, and a massive opportunity now with Bellevue down to just one representative in Dan Bewley. Tom Brennan, who was away so well in the initial stagings. Piotr Pavlicki also out here as well. So the restart of heat number 15, Tom Brennan off the inside in the red helmet colour. Nobody out of gate number 2 because Brady Kurtz is back in the pits, he's excluded. Gate number 3 in blue, Piotr Pavlicki. And Dan Bewley going from the outside in the yellow helmet colour for Bellevue Aces. Can Dan Bewley win his first race of the night?
See the time to do it, that's for sure. But Brennan and Pavlicki, they've got the better gates. They've got to have a game plan. Pavlicki's got to try and run Dan Bewley deep. And I think Tom Brennan's got to cover the inside. They can't allow Dan Bewley to make the cutback.
So we will watch with bated breath to see exactly what happens. Dan Bewley did come back round immediately to gate number 4 and had a good look at it. He knows that he needs to get away as best as he possibly can. Pavlicki is an experienced campaigner. He won't mind putting himself about in the first corner. And Dan Bewley will need to be at his very best here and make himself a bit of a hero here this evening. The Bellevue Aces have clawed their way back into this. Mark Lemon keenly looking on. It's been fabulous speedway, real excitement. And a real treat for us on our opening night. We might have another race, of course. If Dan Bewley hits the front and wins it, it's 45 all. And then we've got to have a super heat. Racing and the drama will continue. Here we go then, second time of asking. Heat number 15, tapes are up, Brennan again, but look at Bewley. Bewley's been a fabulous start. He's now roaring to the fence. Now Brennan comes through, so does Pavlicki. What a first turn that was. Bewley just went just a touch too wide. And Tom Brennan and Piotr Pavlicki have responded beautifully there. And a 5-1 on the cards. We'll see the Birmingham Brummies win here at home against the Bellevue Aces.
Yeah, Pavlicki's just got to do a job on Dan Bewley here now. Keep him away from Tom Brennan. They just need Tom to win the race. Doesn't really matter where Pavlicki finishes in this one. But Dan Bewley, I think he made a mistake in the first turn. I think he felt he needed to go into the dirt. I think he'd got the job done from the start.
Yeah. Absolutely, we've got just over a lap to go. Bewley is coming there, he's lurking in third place. Brennan's ridden superbly out in front. They're down the back straight for the final time. And Tom Brennan and Piotr Pavlicki, they're going to be heroes tonight. They come through in flying colours in the restart of Heat 15. And the Birmingham team have won up against the odds. That's a huge moment in the context of the season for the Birmingham team. They've had a desperate start. They've been a patched-up team every week. They got a 4-1-7 tonight. Huge pressure the Bellevue Aces applied. And when it really counted, they came through. Brilliant stuff. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, congratulations, Birmingham. They said when they had their first meeting at Leicester with a 1-7 that they intended to put on track. They felt more comfortable. Well, it showed tonight. What a performance against the top Bellevue team.
Indeed it was. So the result of heat number 15 was Brennan out in front, 3 points. Pavlicki back in second place, 2 points. Dan Bewley, as hard as he tried, picks up the 1 point. The night belongs now to the home team. Fantastic entertainment that we've watched tonight. I do hope you've enjoyed it as well. Look at the crowd. They're going to be absolutely chuffed to bits with that. It's been tough. Let's watch it again, Chris, because Bewley, I thought, was going to hit the front here.
Yeah, and I think he possibly could have done. I mean, from that angle, it's actually difficult to see if he had his handlebars over the top of Tom Brennan. Obviously decided he hadn't, went out in the deep stuff. Pavlicki did exactly the right thing. He knew exactly what he'd got to do. He'd got to cut back. From that moment on, he's really just got to defend Tom Brennan. He's just got to keep Dan Bewley away from him. At the end of the day, it didn't matter where Pavlicki came, as long as Tom Brennan was out front, and they got the advantage, and that's exactly what they got in the end. What a ride from Tom Brennan. Really came alive at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, super stuff there. And a fabulous result for the home team. And a smashing way to finish the night. But let's get down to Evie now in the pit area.
Kelvin, thank you. Well, it has been a brilliant night of Speedway, and Tom Brennan has been in absolute sparkling form for the second half of this meeting. We spoke to him earlier, and the team have clicked, and they finally have a victory on the board. After the break, I will be asking Scott Nichols your questions. So any other thoughts or opinions you want to give to him, use that hashtag #BurBarrel. The Birmingham Brummies are coming all around me. But tonight, the win belongs to the Brummies. More analysis coming up.
They have indeed, and here come the boys as well. And it's been a while since we've heard this one as well. It is a safe journey home to everyone connected with the Bellevue Aces. We'll see you next Monday at the National Speedway Stadium, 12 o'clock start. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the victorious Belgian Sport Birmingham Brummies. Let's hear it from Leo Flint to Zach Cook. Next up, got that big heat winner in the end in heat number 6, it's Vacheslav Billy. And here come your heat at 15 heroes once again against his former side, it's Tom Brennan. And welcome Pavlicki. And a solid night's work for Victor Lampard.
What a night of speedway we have enjoyed. Our first televised match of the season absolutely lived up to expectation. It is Birmingham Brummies that get off the mark now, their first victory of the season. 47-43 over the Bellevue Aces. Now, reminder of all the other sport that you can enjoy. It includes Snooker World Championship. That's on Eurosport 1 and Discovery Plus live now. The Giro d'Italia, that starts this weekend, 12:30 on Eurosport 1, and stage 1 is obviously the first stage. Salvage Hunters, the Restorers, you can enjoy that on Quest Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Now, the result this evening, it means the championship standings look like this. With bated breath, Leicester Lions, Ipswich Richards, Oxford Spires, they remain where they are. So does Bellevue Aces. They would have gone to the top of the table if they'd got the win here tonight. Sheffield Tigers in 5th, Birmingham Brummies in 6th, and Kingsland Stars 7th. So the order remains the same, but Birmingham Brummies now with 3 points. A great victory for the side. We would obviously want to have a chat with the manager, but I saw Sam Malenko, who's like, I'm off for B. Had his mum on FaceTime. A really delightful evening, and Tom Brennan has been on fire. He's with Scott.
Abby, indeed, I am at Man of the Moment. Tom, before we get on with the crack chat, we've believe you've won Rider of the Night, and you've got your Omologato watch going to be handed to you by Phil.
Have you watched it? Good job, well done, mate.
So it's party time now then, the first win for the Brummies.
Yeah, that's been a long time coming for sure. You know, everybody has been working really hard for that. The management, the riders, everybody wants the same thing, right? And for us to finally do it tonight against a very, very strong Bellevue was perfect, really.
Definitely. So were you boys feeling the pressure before the meeting, or was it kind of the pressure was taken off because you'd had a bit of a slow start to the season?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, you know, we kind of come into the year with pretty sort of low expectations, if I'm honest. It was sort of like we kind of knew it was like our first year in the league, and we had to kind of build our way up. And then as we started losing, the kind of pressure became more and more. But we were kind of that close, you know, every single time, as obviously you know, being a part of the team. And for us to do it tonight feels amazing, really.
And also, what does a meeting like tonight do for your confidence and the team? You're beating GP star Dan Bewley twice now tonight.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I think I mentioned in my last interview. None of us really kind of care who it is. Same as you know, you kind of rock up and you have our 3 guys next to you, and you want to beat everybody. So for us to kind of put a performance against, as you say, some Grand Prix riders. Brady's been in some fantastic form, same as Norrick and Jamin, and everybody's been going very well. So you know, for us to come here at home and obviously try and make the home fans proud.
Yeah, well, so it's been a fantastic night. You've got a cool little watch to go home with, and hopefully it's on and upwards for the Brummies.
How cool is that? I think I owe that to everyone that's helped me, and obviously my mechanic Carl has done an absolutely fantastic job tonight, and yeah, my family are watching at home. So thank you.
Well, thanks for chatting, Tom. I'll let you get back and join the rest of your crew. Over to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. We're now joined by Norrick Bradorn. Norrick, a big night of speedway that goes down to a last heat decider.
Yeah, definitely. I think for the fans here was epic. Yeah, even in front of the tally, for sure with the worst ending for us. But well, congrats to the Brummies. I think their first win this season, so cool for them. Well, not nice for us, but guess that's speedway. We put in a great show. Yeah, it was like till heat 15 after the thing with Brady and Pavlitsky. You know, even then made the start after that, so it was still possible to have a heat 16, so it was a good show. Bit unlucky for us, but congrats to the Brummies.
And Norrick, for you personally, well, your first heat, you were just on fire. Another great heat win later on in the evening, but a mixed evening all round.
Yeah, but I think overall not too bad. It was my first ever meeting here at Birmingham, so first time I've ridden here, so I can't complain about that. First heat, like you said, I used the advantage from gate 1, which was important, but I managed to get it, and yeah, it was really good. Second heat, I kind of also had a bit of bike problems because there was a restart where Lampard and me both moved, and then I got some trouble with the clutch. So I fixed it for the third one, had a heat win there. Last one was all right. I think I can't complain about today.
Norrick, I could just put a microphone in front of you and you'll just carry on talking. Norrick, thank you so much. Well done this evening. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, more analysis. So the final score here at BARR, 47-43 to the Birmingham Brummies. What a scalp over the Bellevue Aces. A reminder, all the motorsport that you can enjoy in the next few weeks. British Speedway will next be in action in 2 weeks' time and will be in Sheffield for the Tigers versus Ipswich Witches. British Superbikes are in Alton Park and you can enjoy that on Discovery Plus Sunday at 1 o'clock. And MotoGP, they'll be in Le Mans and that will be the 10th to the 12th of May on TNT Sports. Let's hear now from Piotr Pawlicki. He's with Scott Nicholls.
Yeah, thanks, Ab. I'm here with Piotr. Piotr, Heat 15 was a very tough race between you and Brady. How did you see that decision?
I don't know. He touched me when we come to the corner, so I think this decision is good. That's it, yeah.
It's been a tough start to the season for Birmingham, but tonight they got their first win. You're obviously excited to be back in the UK. What made you choose to race in the UK again?
Yeah, I'm very happy to back here. I need UK. I think so. This is good school, speedway. So when I want a better race, I think I must race in England. This is different speedway, like in Sweden, in Poland, so you can learn technique and we have more contact here. So yeah, I think that was good decision, and I hope this meeting we start, win and more points we have another next meetings. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to have you back in the UK. Go and enjoy the rest of your night. Over to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. Now joined by Dan Bewley. Dan, a big night of Speedway, a tough call in Heat 15.
Yeah, but that's racing, and yeah, the call didn't go in our favour. But I haven't actually seen the replay, so I can't really comment on it. But yeah, unfortunate for Bellevue at least to see Brady go out. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
And Dan, a big crash in Croatia, and then I have my spies around the world, and I had a text message to say that you may be involved in a car accident yesterday as well.
Yeah, I actually was. Yeah, it was a bit of not the greatest of weekends, but yeah, GP didn't. Yeah, just it's been a trying weekend. Just out cycling yesterday, nice and easy. I was pretty sore already and got swiped by a car, but we're all good actually. That's no excuse. Feel fine. I know a lot of fans expect a lot more of me at Bellevue, and I know I'm capable of a lot more, and working hard. Just haven't really been there, haven't had the feeling, but tried a hell of a lot tonight, and yeah, pretty disappointed in myself in Heat 15. I made the start in the rerun and should have probably clamped them, but didn't. But it's been a while since I made a start, if I'm honest, so a bit out of touch. But yeah, it's sort of coming together, and I feel like we're in a good spot now and just looking forward to the rest of the season.
Dan, how do you make that switch then? Because, you're outstanding. You know the quality you've got. You've won 3 Grand Prix, and you're just such an exciting talent. So people, like you say, expect so much. But when you feel disappointed in yourself, how do you make that, switch around?
Yeah, just it's what it is. We're just working hard to fix it, and I feel like we are getting there. We're getting there slowly, but just little things, and yeah, it's been tough, but at the same time, I feel like we're nearly there and in a good spot for the rest of the season.
Dan, thank you for chatting. Rest up, keep well. No more injuries, please.
No, we're all good to go. So yeah, we'll see you on Monday at Bellevue.
Thank you very much, Dan. Well, Scott Nicholls is going to join me on Vision because I've been asking you to hashtag away. I've got to quickly get my phone out because you've been sent them and we haven't got long, Scotty, so you've got to...
I like the multitasking.
Here we go. I'll be trying. Oh, goodness, I'm on the wrong text message. Here we go. Let's get a good one. Okay, this one. Me and my friends have wondered what goes on behind scenes to sign riders. Do you approach the rider force or the club as they own you? How does it all work logistically with riders, diaries and sponsors? And you've got 30 seconds to answer.
Okay, real quick. Okay, so the promotion will contact the rider, but if the a rider's owned by another club, then the correct protocol is they approach that club first and they go to the rider, but it doesn't always happen that way, let's be honest.
We've got so many good questions, so we're going to have to ask. Well, I'll
Save
keep
them another time.
I'll save them because we will be back in action in 2 weeks' time. But Scotty, have you enjoyed it?
Oh, what an opening night. I mean, the Brummies certainly under pressure. The underdogs haven't won a meeting all season. To go out against a team like that was phenomenal. And Dan Bewley, super hard on himself, but like you said about flicking the switch, it's just simply race wins, and that just happens naturally.
And he's been in the wars, though, hasn't he, Dan Bewley?
Bless him, yes.
Well, we all need the British riders up to full strength for Walsall, but for British Speedway, we will be back in action in a couple of weeks' time, and it will be Sheffield Tigers versus Ipswich Witches. It's going to be great. See you then.